Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and Drawings. We're a bunch of illustrators and cartoonists who won't just be playing the game, but we're going to be drawing what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own, and we're going to start by introducing their cast, and we're going to start with Matt.
Hey, wow. Hi, I'm Matt. I play Swell, who's a 15-year-old Water Genasi cleric who worships the Tempest god Sunda, and has found out that he is the goodest boy from Sunda himself. So he's very chuffed.
And your co-conspirator in godliness, let's go over to Oya.
Hello, I'm Boyle. I play Bug. He's a warlock bugbear. He's 12 years old, an orphan, and he loves friendship.
And he has a best friend.
Yeah, he has a best friend, Boxy, and who changes shapes and eats gems, and was in the shape of a giant blob, but now is back to a cat.
Most expensive pet ever.
Yeah.
How about Joe next?
I'm Joe. I play Assam. I'm a 16-year-old wood elf, circle of the land Arctic druid. I've got red hair, orange hair, not red hair. I was once a fox, but now I'm not. I've got a bird named Teriyaki. That's about it. I'm just along for the ride.
And Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip. She's a drow fighter and she's 16 years old.
And I mean, I think I don't know who that is. The last one, is that Espurial? Are you going to be playing Priscilla this evening?
Well, you should know I already know who I am, since I have quite a presence. Yes. I'm
Well-
Priscilla, and I play Isboreal, the 17-year-old half-elf bard.
Priscilla went above and beyond and came up with this fantastic costume tonight. So thank you for bringing some more life to this than you usually do, even more. This is great. I'm wearing blue. I should have been wearing orange because that's the bad guy's color. I didn't even think that far ahead. But I'm Brian. I'm your Dungeon Mancer, and I'm going to be playing all the NPCs, including Mog, Zip's 18-year-old Orc Rune Knight sister. We're going to get into a fairly large recap that's going to hit all of the high notes, hopefully, of all the things that have happened. The story began with 4 youngsters meeting at the castle of Flarg Five Wands. While your mentors reunited upstairs, you kids snacked and did trust exercises before an explosion rocked the castle and you were teleported away to safety. On the tropical island of Sleeping Fire, it took a while for it to sink in that your mentors were gone, that this wasn't a test, and that you worked better together. You overcame aggressive plants, a hungry chimera, the traps of a wizard's lair, and more. You made lots of friends as you went, like Sutran, the animated severed hand of a sorceress from long ago, a tribe of reclusive, vicarious living tabaxis, who Zip terrorized as evil elf, Sister Sweettooth, an ostracized and awkward hag baker, Stinging Nettle, a tabaxi hunting for her missing parents, Drow expats who might have known Zip's parents, and a bunch of late-night partying teens. But it was with them you also saw the cost that could be paid by getting too close to you and your gifted adventures. Espurial watched a life pass through his fingers, unable to save them. Their lack of taking things seriously had had a cost. Nonetheless, you got off the island and sailed with the motley crew of glam rockers aboard a ship called Money. Again, you made friends with the crew, with stowaway pixies and a rescued werebear who helped you fight off sun vampires who were attacking ships on the high seas. There was a stop off at one of Sunder's followers' crypts that had Swell reuniting and teaming up with an old pal in a friendly rivalry in an enormous stained glass bird cage and more. In the ocean, Bug discovered from an enormous jellyfish-like slime that Bug was a slime as well. They live, and that the slimes lived above the planet in the halo of asteroids that gave the planet its name. At the end of your sea voyage, you tried to revive your mentor's former adventuring companion, Britta Brushwand, who had been unconscious and inside of a painting. You made deals with a devil that used that painting as a doorway into your world. You fought a chimera made from parts of your peer, a friend who you could not make friends with, who you could not be calmed. You end up borrowing the Bugmobile, a mechanical vehicle gifted to Britta from Zunk, Bug's mentor, and you now had the knowledge that the person who made the Titanic Chimera who held your mentors was created by the artist, an orange-haired elf who believed representational art was old-fashioned trash. The real art was meant to provoke a reaction in people, and so he was going to provoke large. You took the Bugmobile to pick up Mog in the desert, made friends with the Beholder as best you could, and de-escalated an entire ghost ship of rage. You also discovered one of Sutran's ancestors' journeys, which suggested that not all Titans were evil and that the gods might have been wrong to imprison them. Returning to Bug's old hometown of Cloudkiss, you robbed Zunk's cache of golden items. Bug continued his pie-eating contest championship streak. East Boreal won a roast battle, and Zip won herself a trip to jail. You got wrapped up into the Key, the Global Thieves Guild, ran from warehouse to warehouse looting and stopping the bad guys from planting fake evidence. The night ended with a Ferris wheel ride with fireworks that highlighted the lack of fireworks between Swell and Zip as the teens awkwardly fumbled their way through their enacting on their feelings. By morning, Sutran had built herself a new Magitech body and bid the party adieu and good luck before heading off to find her missing hand in the horde of a nation-state of Dragonside. You flew the Bugmobile down to Deep Chasm, making friends with spider-caught miners, bats, an ancient mushroom, who you were not able to save from a herd of stampeding crystal horn beetles that had been spurred on by a group of rival teens who you ignored in favor of your quest. Finding Doomhilda's crypt, you discovered that the legendary hero whose stories you'd been hearing in songs all your life was still alive and not ready to part with her castle-crunching hardened slime warhammer. She dropped some lore on you that the Titans were not monsters, but the gods of Haelon, the old gods, ravaged by war with each other, and while weakened, trapped in ziggurats by the new gods from another world. Realizing Sunder had been a part of it, Swell had a crisis of faith, but pressed on with the others into a portal to the asteroid belt. There you met with the Queen Jelly, who answered more of your questions, including that Bug's mission was to discover why humanoids made art. What purpose does it serve? You also met one of the only Titans that had been the only Titan that had been freed and left ignored by the gods, because it was nowhere that Kith should be able to find it. He had forgotten his own name, but the enormous book, the old god of knowledge, was dubbed Thomas J. Booker by his newest adherent, Zip. He answered many questions and gave you many possible ways to defeat the chimera that holds your mentors captive. Not surprisingly, you decided to battle the kaiju with a giant mech to combine your friendship in a physical form. Not a chimera, but an even partnership with all of you contributing. Taking a portal back to Haelon, you crossed the icy tririme with your new friend, an orange-haired teen named Assam. Fighting bright sunlight-spewing undead, a white dragon, a trap-filled Magitech room, and a chimera made from parts of your imprisoned mentors. You've earned your way to the Trinoceros, or Friendship, the mech of legend. You souped it up a bit and took it to the ziggurat that held Bug's patron, the god of friendship, deep within. That unleashed a guardian beholder whose anti-magic ray made the battle complex, but also epic, and not all that dangerous, with no one other than Boxy taking significant damage. Bug's god was then freed, and Sunder's avatar appeared as well, the old and new gods working together through their devoted, who had become friends. You learned that for the next battle, your god could not intervene directly, as the god of mischief, Farfy Bumblebung, supported your opponents, and the gods needed to stay on good terms with him. It would be up to you to win your own battle. You traveled back to see the hag, Sister Sweettooth, who summoned the bookworm to trade with you. Giving her a new god to worship and a stack of rare books, she agreed to help you in the coming battle in her red dragon form. Using East Boreal's blood, Sweettooth was able to bake a cake to scry to see what was happening with the chimera you were going to fight the next day. Well, that's where I left off last adventure, her showing you a vision, but I want to retcon something. I want to wheel back just a little bit. Swell, as you are waiting for the cake to be finished, you receive a voice in your head. It's Sutran's voice. Hey, Wave Rider, I'm incoming to Sister Sweettooth with a gift. Tell everyone to stand down.
Everyone get ready.
Get ready for what?
Just get ready.
Gabriel looks out and pulls.
Appearing coming out from the underbrush of the jungle, you see a woman that looks like this. Young teen, actually, rather than a woman. And she's like, hey, everybody, I'm back. Hey, I have a gift for you. And she actually has, I didn't draw it in, but slung over her shoulder is an enormous sack. And she says, yeah, I snuck in to where the dragon was keeping my hand, and I got it with some of my friends. And on my way out, there was like this really beefy, himbo-y, blue-haired guy that I think was a dragon. And he said, go and give this to Swell. Sunder commands you to do so. And I was like, Sunder commands me? I don't know, but if Swell needs my help, here you go. This is for you. And she drops a bag on the ground, and it goes, and a whole bunch of gems go spilling out of it.
I quickly grab Boxy and hold
Yeah.
Boxy in the air.
I'm just imagining Box's legs going like this.
Yeah.
There, while trying to get it. Yeah.
Boxy's trying to get the gems. She's like, all right, so
Wow, thank you.
apparently you need a whole bunch of gems for someone.
Brill kind of
Boxy.
squints at this woman and then says, hold out your hands.
Holds out her hands.
He leans close and examines them, and then it's like, all right. I couldn't recognize you without that.
How did
How
It's a
you
lot
tall are
better
you?
than that clay body you had.
Yeah, a lot less terrifying.
Just a little. A wee bit. I mean,
Wow, you did it. You found your other hand.
I did. Thank you so much. Without your help, I wouldn't have been able to do it. You guys are amazing.
Sounds like you had a lot of adventures of your own.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. Dragonside is wild.
Did you get your memories back?
I have a lot of my memories back, but not all of them. Maybe they'll come with time. I've only had my hand for like 6 hours, maybe.
Wait, what? You
Yeah.
just
Oh, wow.
got your hand? Wow.
Pretty much.
I
Wait.
I grab up all the gems and I'm holding them. And I'm like, you just got your hand back? Or your body back?
How-
I hold up my hand for a high five.
She high fives you.
All right. Nice.
I'm surprised you didn't go for a chest bump also. That you can actually do that.
And a headbutt.
Yeah.
She tries to do one of those one where you kick up the heel afterwards, where you put your feet together.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely give that a shot. Yeah, this is
And she
amazing.
just
This is
basic-
incredible.
She dances around the circle, and it's like, oh, you've got a couple of new friends here?
Sam.
Oh.
That's the bookworm. Actually,
Bookworm
a
waves.
dragon.
Ah, like the blue-haired one I saw.
I guess.
Sam is a druid from the north. He was a fox. We helped him, and so he's helping us out now for a little bit.
Ah, I am a sorceress, and I had my hands cut off by a mean king, and they were separated, but now I was able to get them back together, and I could make myself a body again.
So, how powerful are you?
Right now, I'm at about a 1. I've got some cantrips left, but I'm kind of tapped right now.
Oh,
Well, we're gonna sleep here tonight, and then
Okay.
push up.
Do you want to come help us kick Chimera's butt?
I don't know if I'd be much use in that, but I mean, looks like you've got a giant machine to help you.
We do, but another friendly face never helps. We've got a lot of unfriendly ones looking at us from the same body.
I'll do what I can. I wouldn't turn you guys down.
Appreciate it. Also, we found out the most amazing information about the Titans and the gods.
Did you fill her in?
He's about to sit down and like basically just go in for a long tea.
the
Swell. You're feeling a voice in your head that says, "Let him go."
What?
You hear your god's voice in your head.
Say, let him go.
Yeah. You're holding on to Boxy.
Oh no. Fine. I put Boxy down.
Boxy starts eating all the gems.
Oh, listen. Sunda told me to. Like, if you're gonna get mad at him.
But this is for Boxy? All these gems?
I guess.
I wish I could blame the voices in my head for telling me to do things.
Yeah. Wait, can I pick out any of the ones that I think we need, like the resurrection ones, for example? That could be used.
Sure. Give me an investigation or perception check.
Investigation.
Wait, did she get these
Perception.
gems from the dragon
17.
cave?
17. You see a couple of diamonds, and then you look at them, and they're not actually diamonds. There are no diamonds in this at all.
Oh, okay.
There are things that it's like, oh, that's quartz. But these are all very colorful gems.
Okay. I'll say that. I'll say that out loud. I'll be like, these. I don't think these are like worth a lot. I think it's just a lot of gems.
Is Boxy eating all of them?
Yes.
I picture he's kind of like turns into like a lamprey and just starts to like hoover them up.
Yeah. And when he's done, he's back to his ooze form.
I'm just
Yay.
imagining them like the gems getting pulled at him and him slowly like turning more transparent and blobby as it just gets bigger. It's vaguely horrifying.
He's like No Face. You know,
Yeah.
when No Face
Yeah.
eats all of the food and becomes this big giant things, and then he pukes it all out. Becomes a little skinny guy.
There you go. I play the drums on Boxy and watch the fluid ripple out.
Zip. Mog is sitting over by the machine, the friend ship, and motions you over. It's like, come here.
What's up?
I'm just trying to hack into this thing a little bit. I think I've got my sound system hooked into it so that we can play some tunes while we go into battle.
Nice.
Hey, what do you think's going to happen after this battle?
Well, I guess we will have technically passed our trial, right? We'll be like full-blown heroes.
Yeah, like, are we going to go back to living with Titus? Are we going to stay with the group?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what they're doing. I mean, I don't know if living on the island is really going to cut it after this, but I didn't have any other plans. I don't know. Maybe I'll go hang out with Thomas for a bit. Get some knowledge in here.
I think no matter what Adelin, Auntie Adelin says, I would not be returning to her tower. There's a little bit too much out there. We haven't even seen. We never even went to that triangular pyramid thing on the oceans, or been to the draconic kingdoms or anything.
She's like, you've got good ears.
It's very we're having a private conversation over here.
No. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you were that far apart. I thought it was right there.
I like to think that
He's
his
like,
spirit's
"What's-
just injected
What's
himself.
privacy? Yeah. Just wandering along.
And she's going to lean and say, so you're more interested in going to see the book and hanging out with the book than the boy? And she motions over in Swell's direction.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I could hang out with a god, or I could hang out with a god botherer.
I guess you're right. Just checking in. I mean, you might have more in common with the follower, because that's what you are, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll see if I can convert him.
Hey, if you are like a cleric of two gods, do you get double the spells?
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe I should ask Thomas. I'll do my little pray. Dear Thomas.
Okay.
Dear Thomas, if you're a cleric of two different gods, do you get twice the amount of spells?
I like to
is a
imagine
question-
that's part of the answer. He just sighs heavily.
Yeah. You hear a sigh. And then Ah, it's been so long since I have granted anyone anything. I don't know. Depends on who it would be.
Maybe we should try it out later.
You know, you could always become a cleric or a paladin or a warlock.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll consider it. I'll think about it. Do you have any other god buddies that you would like recommend me to? You know, maybe I could become a paladin of all gods. I'll become the ultimate like god defender.
You get that sticker that's like that represents something, and you put that on your giant
Each
sword.
got like a badge.
No, it's more like a You know how the NASCAR drivers have all of their like patrons that like it's almost like just like it's just all of these like logos.
I'll collect all of the gods. Well, I gotta start with one, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, suffice it to say that I got big plans, Mog.
Okay, cool.
Why? What about you? What are you gonna do? I'm assuming you're not gonna just go back to the island.
I mean, I think I want to go back and spend some time with Titus. I got questions.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking Titus to like visit the Drows. They seem to know about me.
I mean, that's not too far away from Flarg Five-Wands Castle. Maybe we can go back and have that meeting we never had at the beginning, except for this time we won't be stuck in the basement.
We'll do a family trip.
He wasn't there for that meeting. Was she?
Yeah, Mog never got to be part of either side of it.
Yeah, she was already off doing her own thing.
Bug, it occurs to you that as the anchor of friendship here, you might never see these people again, and you don't know, like, how do you feel about it? And is there anything you want to say to everyone before you go into what might be your final battle because you all die, because it's your greatest threat, or might be your final battle because everybody drifts apart? And Sutran came back, but not for good.
Guys, we're gonna survive this, right?
I mean, I plan to.
Or die gloriously in legend and song.
But
This is why,
Burial will
actually-
sing for us.
Do you still have your music stones?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's time to do the final full, or at least the full, if not the final, version of the performance of Burial and the Teen Titan Saviors. And then we can leave a copy around, leave one of Sweettooth, and perhaps any other places if we happen to go anywhere else. And he starts
Mog
to
has
pull out
got
his lute and he's tuning.
Mog has got it hooked up to the machine. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I got it right here."
And he will, after a little bit of, just tuning, then he starts to launch into the rendition of the song that they've heard a lot, because that's basically the one that he's been working off and on for the entire time that they've been traveling. And it starts off with a somewhat aggrandized and fictionalized account of their travels, where it's mostly centers, but there's actually nice things said about the other people who are traveling along. Like there's one about Swell, the righteous fist of the god Sunder, whose faith is unshakable as the ocean, and Zip, the elf whose mien drives terror into everyone that she faces. Into everyone that she faces, who stands for, brings knowledge and fear into the heart of the people that she fights, as the avatar warrior avatar of the god Thomas J. Booker. And there's like a little parenthetical line of, sorry about the name, I really couldn't think of anything better. And then one about Bug, the bugbear with a heart of gold, who is more than appears on the surface, and is basically the morality of the group, sort of. There's like a large part where he's playing that with his fingers crossed while he's singing that line. And then, he also mentioned Sutron, the persevering, never giving up sorceress, and there's like a few lines at the end about Assam, the artist with the soul who sculpts with life, and and works well with nature and all that.
Can I get a perception check?
Ooh, that was a 25.
You notice that Mog is getting increasingly uncomfortable as you've moved on to Sutran and Assam and haven't mentioned her.
There are lines about Mog as well. Actually, Sutran probably came first.
Sister.
Who was there?
Who was there as well?
She carried the cloaks. Sutran probably was mentioned first and most because she was among the most. And then Mog the Fierce, and Tireless, who you could knock her down, but she would always get back up again.
What about Voxy?
And like the fiercely protective. Boxing barely gets a line. He gets like one line about the strange defender from the outer planes, and then it's like quickly glossed over.
Boxy looks at you, expecting, waiting for his line.
Everyone's a critic.
A bug, it tears up at the song as the song goes, I guess.
Mog is through the whole thing has been clapping and stomping her foot to the beat to support, and has been pretty good being on beat. And Sutran's been smiling, and the bookworm is just rapt with interested in hearing this tale.
Sister Sweettooth also gets a mention. Basically, anyone of any significance that they have had a named NPC interaction with gets at least a line or two.
Singing nettle.
Yeah, and singing nettle.
Is this a drawing of the bookworm? The orange?
The radish orange, the scarlet.
She's getting awfully comfortable with our group standing on top of Oxy like that. She jumps on. She's
Mog's trying to kill Boxy already. I don't.
Yeah, that's good.
Swell's gonna spend some time constructing friendship bracelets for the group that incorporate all of our different primary colors. So green for him, blue for Zip, brown for Bug, purple for Isburial. And yeah, I guess a different shade of green for Mog, and basically it's going to be less like a friendship bracelet and more like a small friendship gauntlet. Makes sense. So it's a little bit bigger, but he's going to make one for everyone. Adorn it with various shells and stones and stuff that he's collected, and hand them out. And then he has an extra one for you, Assam, that's mostly red, a bit of black and green.
So it's like a glove, or what is?
It's just like a thicker looking friendship bracelet.
Oh, like a bracelet. Okay. All right. It's like a one color. So mine is like a.
No, it's like
red.
all of our colors combined.
Oh, all of our colors.
Oh, so it's not
So
like
they all
to
have.
each
They're all the
person.
same.
Yeah, or they're not identical, but they look like they're meant to be the same.
The only reason they're not identical is because you're not able to, Swell isn't able to do it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, partially it looks like art project that your 5-year-old kid might give you, but he knows how to make them. But he's just like woven, like sticks and rocks and little shells and stuff into it as well. Basically what materials he has on hand or has collected through. Each one is kind of different, but like the same. But also like kind of.
I'm imagining it sort of looking like those, like the thick leather bracelet wrap bands that you see surfers wearing, basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's exactly it.
With a few shells, puka shells woven in as well.
Yeah.
The fantasy equivalent of puka shells is like,
Wouldn't they just be puka shells?
sure. But there could be something
Maybe
else.
not done this way. Yeah.
Wait, what are all the colors?
It's all our primary colors. So kind of that like light green, the swell. I went with brown, but we can say it's purple, the bug. Depending on what color is your gem. Purple, right?
The gem is purple, but brown could work if it's boreal is purple.
Yeah, that's right. And then blue for zip, orange for Assam, and dark green. Og. I think that's it. It looks horrific. It looks like a rainbow vomited on your wrist, but
Spoil puts it on over his bracer, and then kind of shakes his sleeve, like the edge of his sleeve over it, so that the big poof part of it kind of hides it. It's there, but not as obtrusive.
Mog puts it on and gives you like a fist bump and then a big hug. And says, I'm glad to have gotten to know you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Means a lot. I came in late, but you welcomed me into the group.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't die tomorrow.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Did you put some of your god magic into it?
I mean, Sunda is everywhere and in everything. So, in a way, yes.
I'm glad I have that.
Sure is. Sorry to interrupt, but I have to restart my computer because my Cintiq isn't working. So I'm going to drop out for like 5 seconds. I'll be right back.
Means Matt, our tech guy, is going to have to rejig when Caitlin comes back.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But for the moment, you just won't be able to see people too great, unfortunately. That's okay.
I've actually never seen the stream when someone drops out, so I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of entertaining.
The way it's set up is that obviously I'm capturing the screen, the window, but there's no contingencies for when this happens. It's just I wish I'd come up with like a experiencing technical difficulties page that we could go to, but hey, here we are in the finale. That's fine.
Is boreal like dancing?
This is your whole music.
But yeah, that's really cool. I like the song. What you did.
I don't know if this would be asking too much, but would it be all right if I could gift everyone a small something and have a cantrip imbued into it? Just a small cantrip?
What sort of thing?
Just a guidance cantrip. One-time use guidance cantrip.
I will let you do that if you can give me more of a story to it. What you're doing and why you think your character would make it for this group. Tell me about what you're feeling.
What I'm feeling is that I see the camaraderie amongst these people, and part of Assam's culture is to go out and help. That's the way of the Leaves of Teia, and seeing this like friendship bracelet being made, I wanted to maybe druid craft some seeds in my pouch, a flower for each person, and in each one I want to like whisper like words of kindness into the flower and cast guidance into each one of them, so that when times get tough, the flower can like drift away and they'll have like a moment of guidance from me.
Tell me what you whisper into each of them.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Give me at least one of them, so I know if you want free guidance for everyone.
I know exactly what Espero would say.
Oh wow, that is one thing on the spot. See, Assam would be much better at this than I would. This is why he whispers it into the flower. I would say something along the lines of, in the moments of, even when in the moments where the light seems dim and darkness is all around, I hope this Elites gives you a guiding path to brighter skies, something like that. And I'd want to like craft like a little flower that everyone can like wear as like either like a brooch or like a, however they want to, like maybe I tie it to someone's sword, or I put it in like, or like it's just like in boxy, just like it's just like almost like my little staff has like it like a flower imbued in him. He would have like it inside of him, and then maybe like on, does the Sporeal have it a lapel? Like can I make it like a little like what is it called? You know when you go to prom, what is it?
Corsage.
Corsage there. Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
I don't know, what does Swell have that I could put it on? Let's see.
Yeah, good question.
His hair. Does he tie his hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could like make a little, because I've already made a little like crown of flowers for our like, I don't know if you saw it in the drawing. I made like a crown of flowers for our mech, but I wanted to give like a little something that everyone can have, and it's just like a one-time like guidance on just like not an attack roll or anything like that. It's just like in case there's like an ability check that had to be made, just a little guidance from me. Yeah.
So
I didn't know if that was too much. I mean, I would have crafted like small something for everybody, but it's just like a little like. Here, would it be all right if I marked off a second level spell slot for the next day? 1 second level spell slot, or however you want me to.
I will. Well, it's not the next day yet. So.
Oh.
What do you have left at this day?
I have all my spells, so.
It's mark off a second level spell. Sure.
Yeah.
So it's like a flower that you gave us?
Yeah, I give each of you a little. They're all like a version of the flower I have in my staff. So it's a little like, what are they called? A peonies, a white peonies that I give everyone.
Ooh.
And they're all like tipped, like the tips of the peonies are different colors depending on the person. So
What
just
color?
like the edge of the rim of the flower, the petals.
That's rad. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will tuck it in my ear.
Yeah, I'll put it there. I gotta put it there. I gotta do it.
Okay.
I'll do a little pat on it.
We can't remove it. It has to be where you want it. I'm like, the left ear, please, not the right. No.
What are
Mog
you going to do
ties
after
her
this?
to her axe.
What's
What are you
the
going to do
color
after this,
of
Assam?
mine?
What are you going to do after this?
Well, I mean, this is probably drift away into a new place to help new people. It's kind of what I do. So,
Noble.
yeah. I mean, I think I've spent enough time with Earl. Enough time.
Never said goodbye to him.
I think it's time. Well, I
You
mean,
went
of
out-
course, I go
you
back
went
and
away and you're
I'll
just
I'll tell him what happened, but I'll leave out the me breaking using his stuff, but we'll talk about this, and then I'll say it's probably if I can make it through this, chances are I could probably, if I can make it through killing 3 gods and like a chimera, I think I could probably live on my own. I think that's a pretty safe assumption.
Get my own place, Dad. Moving out.
I don't know what I would do next. Bug is deep in thought.
Now that you know your true nature,
Oh yeah, I'm a experiment.
Mog
No
says,
way.
so what are you going to do? Are
Science.
you going to find out more about art? Or rebel against that and just go and have fun?
Who, me
I don't know.
or you? Oh, him.
I don't know.
He leans over and whispers to Assam. It turns out that Pug was actually an ooze that was sent down by his people to discover what the purpose of art and emotions was.
Oh, that's very very cool.
yeah, you went there for that.
A little backstory that we never has never actually come up.
I don't have parents or anything, right?
Oh,
I'm just a science experiment.
Well,
No.
if that's how you want to look at it.
Zonk's kind of your dad, right?
Oh, I
Osprey's
guess,
kind of
yeah.
like my mom. Looked after me. Even if she was ordered to by the church, but
Who
cares for me?
If your mom.
yeah.
That's true.
She's a bird person, and I'm a water person. Couldn't be my biological mom, but
Yeah.
could she? Swell goes into deep thought for a second. No, she.
Yeah, maybe she's reincarnated.
But I guess no matter what, I'll always have Foxy. And now he can fly and float around, and he's even better to cuddle with.
Speaking of flying, Mog says, who's gonna... I mean, I don't mind being outside tomorrow, but who else... Like, does anybody else prefer to be outside?
With my tender flesh? No, thank you.
I think I'm better off inside to heal.
Aren't we going to be in space?
I mean, I don't know. Last time we saw it, it was in the clouds.
Oh.
I mean, it could be anywhere. Maybe it is up attacking the asteroids.
Hmm.
Oh, we can. Whoever's flying can ride on Boxy.
Well,
She can be your
Right?
steed.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll keep the boots on.
Hmm.
Sutran says,
I'll-
I can fly on my own too.
Oh, everyone. Oh, okay. Fine. I'll fly on Boxy if I have to.
Somehow miss the box we can fly now too, on top of being an ooze. That people can sink into and breathe.
Yeah, things get OP when you get to your final areas, your final adventures.
Oh, who knows? Oh, if Boxy eats more gem, who knows what will happen? Maybe Boxy can just defeat the Titan. Chimera
Maybe it just
all by
turns into
himself.
another world.
Ooh.
Perhaps this is final
He
form.
becomes a planet.
Another planet.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's why he's like, he has like the capacity to take in all those things. The planet will be
It's-
whatever is inside of him.
Esperia looks at Boxy assessingly.
You start imagining him turning inside out. That all of a sudden there's like a world of everything that was inside of him outside of him.
Horrifying.
He definitely does a little. Not the idea.
Well, it's starting to get late. Well, what time is it?
Yeah, it's probably like about 12 at night, and you know that Sister Sweettooth will be done soon with the spell.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Aspirial to recite the poem again.
And everyone needing to be asked twice, he will do so. This one is not. Actually, I'll probably do multiple recordings just to make sure that he gets the best take. But yeah.
Wait, what poem?
Epic.
Somebody word for us.
Oh,
So yeah, with that, another hour of talking and reflecting happens while you guys are having tea and cookies and stuff.
Crashing from the kitchen as Sister Sweettooth drops some of her pans.
Oh, Assam definitely has tea made. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes.
He's got a lot of tea in his bag. Quite a lot.
There's tea here too that you can check into if you're like interested in like, oh wow, what do they got here? Because this is a whole continent I haven't been to.
Oh, that's right. It's a almost like a Hansel and Gretel type space, right?
Yeah. So Sister Sweettooth brings out this cake, and I've done a picture of the image that you see. So I'm gonna try and drop that in here. A red velvet cupcake made from the red blood from Aspirial.
Aspirial, red blood.
Yes. Take my body into yours and let my flesh become one.
Oh no.
oh, whoa. Wait, this is the new vision?
Yes. No longer simply crystalline on a little bit of it. A crystal creature that grows. I remember how they had to smash it into bits and drop it in a volcano. It seems to have turned into a rider figure atop the Chimera Kraken. And you recognize the Bugmobile as well. Seems to be affixed with two other bug-like mechs forming some other sort of creature.
What?
Aspirial points at it and I was like, wait a what?
I knew
Wait a
it.
nitpicking second. That other group of gifted. They must have followed us. I knew that
They're
we were
working?
abandoning that thing, but
Well, did we know they were working for the orange hair guy?
Yeah, you guys saw well, they don't know that they were working for the orange hair guy, but you do know that they were linked with the orange god because one of them had summoned an orange monkey and was fighting with the...
oh right, yeah.
Oh.
I'll paste in that picture too, so you guys can remember that flashback moment.
Wow.
I don't know
But you see-
that we had really sussed out the connection between those two until Spell had his revelation.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't
yeah.
know.
So
And the
you see
monkey
it.
looked so cute and innocent.
Yeah.
What is this?
Can I make it like a history or an insight check or something to see if I remember the correlation between like orange hair and this guy?
Sure.
Just to see, like, just to spark something to be like, hey, Sam's got orange hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Insight is
dun.
24.
24. So this group had an orange furred creature, one with red hair and an orange shield that summoned an orange monkey, and a fiery orangey yellow hair. And it's like, is there something that feels like it might be connected to the orange haired guy? Or Farfy Bumblemung, the god of mischief, who we were told has a stake in this?
I just turn
And
and
there-
point at Assam and I go, J'accuse.
Oh, suddenly you speak
this-
civilized tongue.
At this point, the image is going to start to fade, I want people to do a swell with it. You have advantage on your check on survival. Do a survival check to see if you can figure out where they are, and then I want one other person to make a survival check as well.
Well, that would
A
not be good for
17
me.
on a survival check.
Okay.
Dirty 20 on mine.
With the heavy cloud cover, because they move within the clouds, that's how people don't always know where they're coming from. Swell and Zip are looking at it like, oh, I think they're close to the Vasilic Kingdom. They're almost at the Vasilic Kingdom, basically. They should be there within an hour.
Oh,
It's my time right now. Not good.
I mean, I drew in the sunset because I thought it was more striking. But yeah, it is nighttime.
in the Vasilic Kingdom as well? Are they in the same time zone?
They would be like 3 time zones behind you, maybe.
So we're more nighttime.
Yeah. No, less night.
We're
Yeah,
less night.
you've been night for less than they have.
Oh, okay. It's like midnight there. Wait, are they attacking? Or do you think they're going around to attack different places? Or they're just passing
Maybe.
by?
No, I think they could be attacking.
And
Have
then,
we
as
heard
the
from-
image starts to fade, Sister Sweettooth starts eating it so she can visualize it better.
Oh, should we start eating it too?
If you want to remember it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat some.
I gotta
Fine.
think Assam's just watching you just eat this cake that had a weird
Everybody
nut.
just
Just like, is this some sort of weird ritual?
going to town in this horrific.
I'm just drinking my tea.
I hold a
what-
piece. I'm like,
what is
"Assam,
happening?"
you want some? You want a piece?
No, thank you.
But I'll be like, you have orange hair as well, and all the other people that we're fighting against do as well.
We're
And I'm not
fighting
saying
against
all
orange hair.
orange hair people are evil, but are you evil, Assam?
Do you have? I don't know. I don't know how you. How do you define good or evil?
Did you help?
That's
That sounds like something evil house would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
sounds like equivocating.
How does one define evil? I don't know. It's stupid. You've helped us and we've helped you, so sorry. Forgive me, Assam. I shouldn't be accusing you. You're a good, loyal friend, and
I whispered in your flower.
yeah, he can't be evil. Come on, he's like the nicest person.
yeah.
He gives us flowers every day.
Do I?
I tucked you to bed. Why?
I
I
know.
made you breakfast.
Listen,
That's true.
I
That, evil
instantly
person
felt
would like
bad as soon as I said it. That makes you.
I'm gonna turn around and walk into the corner and sit my back facing everyone, just drinking my tea in a corner to myself.
Do I know about the existence of spells like Moonbeam that basically force a creature back into their natural form?
You can give me an Arcana check to know that, sure.
15.
You know that there are definitely spells that can do that.
What do you need it for?
No, he's not saying this aloud. He's just looking
'Cause-
at Assam with eyes narrowed.
Okay.
But if I don't
How-
have a specific one,
How's about this? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna cast the spell on myself. Is that okay? Would that make you guys feel better if I dispelled myself?
I mean, I already trust you. It was just a gut reaction. I'm really sorry that I
Yeah.
said anything.
I cast the spell on myself. Okay, dispel magic on myself,
And then what? What happens?
and then Does anything happen?
You turn into a.
It's up to you. I mean,
No, that's up to you. If you want to be mischievous and be playing the long game, you're welcome to do that. If you want to be a Psalm, the friendly, helpful guy, that you can do that too. I'm not telling you what to do with your character.
Okay, well, I cast the spell by waving my little like white flower around my head, and like it like rains down petals, like sparkly petals, and then nothing happens.
See, guys, I knew he was fine. I can't believe you would accuse him like that. My goodness.
Unless that was a fake dispel. Only a person that is lying would do that.
Maybe Swell's actually the bad guy.
I
can
felt
make an
like
You should
Arcana
cast
check.
Dispel Magic
so
on
you
him.
could have said anything.
Make an Arcana check if you want to know if a Psalm was actually casting Dispel.
When you say that's it, I turn around and go dun dun dun. Like,
Well, does anyone wait, hold on? Does anyone have a continuous spell that I can dispel the same way?
oh, listen, it was silly. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry. I from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. And you can see tears in his eyes. He's like actually like so.
Isportal is going to edge up to Sutron and the bookworm and kind of whisper to them, do any of you know any working that might change out a natural shape change elf such as a werewolf or a dragon?
The dragon bookworm leans into you and says, I know you don't smell like a half-elf. Why? Are you worried about people learning your secret?
Does some have secrets is what I'm interested in.
You know, a lot of people judge me by my hair, too.
It has a different tone, though, but point taken.
And Sutran says, I think Sister Sweettooth has something where she can, like, true sight people, right?
Does she?
Or-
I don't know if exactly.
Thomas J. Booker knows everything.
Yeah, Thomas J. Booker knows everything. But neither of these characters know that.
Oh, I feel like we did tell the bookworm about Booker.
I know, but she doesn't necessarily believe it.
That's true.
Oh, not a believer.
She kind of believes it, but she wouldn't necessarily. She's so new to Booker that I don't think she would suggest asking Booker. Maybe she would, because she's like, well, all I can say is if you pray to Thomas J. Booker, maybe you'll get your answer. It worked for me.
She's a new believer.
She's gone back.
She probably looks at Zip and then we'll do the.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Just like off to the side.
It's all coming together.
Like, pardon me, oh Titan of knowledge. In his head. Oh. Excuse me. Je m'excuse. Pardon. There's no answer from anyone.
Not just for, excuse me. No, didn't answer that.
He's going to try to imitate Zippin. Yo, Booker! Hey, Thomas J. Booker!
Do you have a
Is
question?
Yes. Is there some a changeling? Like a grain? Is he a grain?
I'm going to have to ask Joe, are you the villain?
Not that I know of.
All right.
I was unaware. Are there any animals in the area by any chance?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the nearest animal. I'm gonna druid craft them some nuts, and I'm gonna vent my frustrations to them. all in a corner to myself. I don't understand. I try to help these guys, and they're just like
The
accusing
more-
me. They accuse me. And this squirrel is like, "What is he? Why is he talking?" I can't even speak to this animal. I'm just like venting to them.
The more Assam tries to defend himself, the more suspicious we become.
So you hear
Really
from
secretly sending an animal messenger.
so you hear a voice from Booker in your head, and you hear him say, "Not all people with orange hair are bad."
I did think the stereotyping was a bit on the nose, but it was a good point.
I have a soul. I have a soul.
It says he hasn't been particularly mischievous either.
Sometimes, from the mouths of babes and idiots, as the saying goes. Thank you. Praise be books, etc., knowledge.
I hope to hear from you again, Espurial.
Unlikely.
Oh my god.
Unlikely.
Shrugs and turns back to and says to the others, so it was said aloud that they were on the edge of the Vasilic Kingdom?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. I assume you guys would have said that out loud. It's up to you guys. Zip, Swell?
Yeah, I guess I would have shared everything. I would be like, oh, they look like they're in the Vasilic Kingdom. Not that I've ever really been there, but I just know that, I guess, now. So, yeah, maybe an hour outside the city. I don't know if we should go now, but, like, we need... I can't...
They're that close to the city, we have to go.
Wait, did we
know that-
take a rest?
No. Well, I'm sure we took a short rest.
You all have a short rest.
Oh, but have we... Oh, I guess then if we don't go now, like, it wouldn't be in the same spot, right? Then we'll just won't be able to find them, so... Unless we bake another cake.
Why are you so worried about going to the Vasilic Kingdom? Says Mog.
Because that's where my family is. We don't live in... I actually don't remember if we live in the capital city or somewhere else, but it's not that big anymore. There's not that much left of it.
And Swell, you, with your passive insight, is like, if they have been tracking you through Espurial's family and the contacts that they've been making, it would make sense that maybe he's attacking somewhere to draw you out, somewhere where you would be considered valuable. Can't go after any of your other family. None of you have
They're all
a family
dead.
member, right?
Where's the family?
But
I guess
Espurial
not.
does.
Yeah. They've already
This
taken
is why all
Osprey.
D&D party adventurers are orphans.
Yeah, I guess I'll say if that's where your family is, I think they're doing it to draw us out. I think
For
that
the mouths
this
of babes.
is their tactic. But hey, listen, we can go there now and intercept them before they even get there. I still don't understand how they know that's where your family is, but
It's
I've not exactly been secret about where I'm from or who I am or my
that's
family.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's also your his family, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's never actually mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we wanted to have a long rest, but the other thing is Mog can't fight in her condition. I just brought her back to life like 2 days ago.
I'm fine. What are you talking about?
And out of character, doesn't she have like resurrection sickness or something? Like she's like rolling with disadvantage and stuff? Or is it like
I
cured?
thought you meant that she was pregnant. I was like, what happened? What do you mean in her condition?
She was just making sure that you were out of the way before she told you the truth story.
You don't have any feelings for this guy, right? Okay.
It sounds like one
That's something I have to tell you.
Good.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, she's had a long rest. Okay, never mind. I thought. Oh, I'm getting confused with a different spell. Then
I
isn't there
think this has
something?
been the
With,
same day.
It is the same day, but she leveled up, which gave all of you guys the effect of a long rest.
Okay, let's do it. Look, guys, if we run into danger, we can just all get in the mech and teleport away.
Well, how are we going to get there?
We'll
Yeah.
teleport.
Okay,
Well,
just save enough juice for that then.
Yeah.
Do we want to go now or do we want to rest?
Now.
Mog looks at you and goes, "The timetable's been moved up!"
I'm ready to go now.
Like in that Devon Love Smuggler story? Oh.
I mean,
And everyone stands around awkwardly for like, okay, right.
I appreciate the levity, Mog, but maybe read the room next time, because this is a pretty great situation.
Look, I'm ready to go. And
Yeah,
she's
let's
in the
go.
machine.
I won't be able to fall asleep anyway. I also go into the machine.
Yeah, I'll say to the Sutran, I was going to call her hand lady, that if you don't feel like you're tapped out, like you can't.
I'm coming.
All right.
I don't know what good I'll do, but I still got
And
this
the
horn.
bookworm. The bookworm is coming, right?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. All right, everyone, let's
They
go.
get sucked into the machine. They take the passenger seats.
I'll do the pilot again.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do I'm doing the sword arm again.
I'll do protector. Yep. We've more or less established ourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
And you guys hop into the friendship, and you need to teleport somewhere where you have seen, and you can clearly visualize it because you've eaten the thing. So now you need 5 spell slots to get there.
Oh, did it?
Actually,
is like
Boreal just suddenly realizes that if they're heading to the city, then he can show them what it looks like so they can get there ahead of the thing. Actually, he says this instead of me saying out of character.
What do you mean you can show it to us?
like we go to
He does a minor
this-
illusion. Minor illusions the cityscape in like a teeny diorama format. And says, "This is if you need an open space. There's this field on the outskirts of it, or we can show up on my estates, on my family's estates on the other side of the lake."
Okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should go to the city and get them like evacuating people at least. Because if the fight spills into there, then there might be some damage.
Well, they were not at the city yet, right? So
No.
we can, if we meet them like in the sky, they wouldn't go. They're still far away from the city.
Right, but it's better to be ahead of them and then go out to intercept them instead of being behind them and trying to chase and catch up.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay.
message your father and tell him, first of all, that we're coming, and second of all, to begin to alert the guard that there's a monster coming?
Seems unlikely unless Sister Sweettooth or Sutran is able to do so. At least I cannot do so myself.
Oh, right.
Mog hops down and grabs one of Sister Sweettooth's needles, jabs it in her arm, and throws it to her, says, "Whatever you need, do it."
He just with this Mog on the shoulder says, "Thank you," and says, "Sister Sweettooth, please, one more message, if you would, before we go.
Anything.
To my father, I actually never came up with a name for him.
Ha!
You say your father's name.
Yeah.
Thomas J.
Tomathan. I'll do it. He looks much like me, but and he shows like a little image of him with a minor illusion, and tell him that I am Isboreal. I am coming with my friends in a giant suit and a giant armor, and Igrain's creation is on the way as well. We are on the way in a giant suit to stop Igrain's creation. We will show up by the gazebo."
Okay, she runs over and starts trying to whip up something in the kitchen. It's going to take me a minute or two.
Well, while she's doing that, let's just go.
We should.
Get out of here. We can't
Yeah.
wait.
Well, which direction are they heading from?
The northeast.
The northeast.
Where's
Northeast of the
Sister
city?
State?
Yeah, they're heading to the northeast of the Vasilic Kingdom. They're from the northeast, coming down to the southwest.
Okay, so we should teleport to the northeast edge of the city, then.
Wherever East Boreal showed you.
He just showed you like an image of a lawn next to there's like a large pond and a gazebo next to it, and a big house in the background with like these grand gardens, very formal looking gardens in the back,
Okay.
which is kind of on the outskirts of the city, but
All right.
Fancy.
Okay. So everyone ready? I'm
I'm
gonna
ready.
imagine I'm gonna visualize that, and I guess we all spend a spell slot or what?
Yeah, how many of us can spend spell slots here?
Now you guys need my spell slots. Let's see.
Or
Swell
I
just
can do
turns to you
one.
with tears in his eyes and he says, I am going to be sorry for that for the rest of my life.
I have 2 spell slots. Like, should we do? Is there like someone that's good at it?
wait, don't you have third level spell slots only now?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's right.
But that said, you should probably save it because you only have 2. Can we all contribute one? Does Sutron have anything left?
Sutran said she only had cantrips.
Okay.
What about the
Okay.
bookworm?
So that's only 3 if we do. Yeah.
Bookworm doesn't cast spells.
How many do we need?
5.
5.
I'll pump a second
So
then.
2 people will need to do second.
Oof.
There's a
I'll
second
give
level
you-
spell contributed.
I want to save 1 3rd level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
me too.
gotta save a third.
I used
If-
1 3rd level to dispel myself. So
If-
that's
If
gone.
Zip wants to use Fairy Fire, I'll count whatever level Fairy Fire is.
Okay, sure. It's a first level spell. Oh, I have a second level spell now too. Well, hot diggity. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
use that one if
Yep.
you want.
You have darkness, right?
Yeah,
Or something like that? Yeah.
So you can use either or both.
yeah. You can take the darkness.
We still need how many?
So that's 2
Yeah,
from
you got-
Zip.
You're
you
from
got
Swell.
Swell did 2, so we only need 1. So I have
I-
3 first level spell slots left.
I have 4 1st level spell slots, 2 2nd level, and 1 3rd. So
Okay.
Give us
but-
a first.
I'll give you a first.
And I think that should be
That's fine.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to
Haggle
save.
and portrait.
There's a spell that I want to save for 3rd level.
There's another, and you do the special dance with the machine, and it appears in a green countryside with a winery around it, beautiful kept gardens. There's probably peacocks that you've startled awake.
Mhm.
Peacocks.
And you can see lights on in the house, and more are being turned on, and you can hear noise coming from that direction, as if the family
Boreal,
is being
yeah.
woken.
Okay. Does it look like they are waking in response to us, or like they were already stirring by the time we got there?
They were starting before you got there.
Okay. Spoil will tell Bug, go close to the top of the house. Heedless of the dirt that they're probably ripping out of the lawn. And opens the door and just hangs outside and says, Papa, Mama, we're here. But we have to leave very soon. Did you get the message?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, you know who you need to alert, but we're going to go and face the Chimera up in the skies. Send who you can. It's coming off from the northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming out from the northeast.
Good luck, son.
And he, for a moment, just kind of looks at them and says, and then puts a finger up to everyone else there and just jumps out and then gives them a hug before he jumps back into the mech.
What do Hesperial's parents look like?
They are hot.
That's what Zip's thinking, like, oh,
Yeah.
Hesperial's dad.
Oh no.
So Stacy's dad is Boreal's dad.
Yeah, Hesperial's dad.
So, 2 questions. What races are they? Because you're a half elf. So, like,
Yeah. They both look like half elves.
okay. And do they have luscious lips?
They're not
They're probably like midway because they aren't drow, but they don't want to like stand out. It's like the half elf thing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have the luscious full elf lips, but just sort of somewhere in between. But they've all got like a similar cheekbones and like variants of like the darkish skin, and Isabel's dad has really long hair that he has plaited back, and there's like a little bits streaks of gray in it, and there's like a lot of other people who are showing up who look a lot like Isabel and like mixtures of the parents. Like there's like 6 or 7 and then a bunch of little kids around and also who are showing up. But this is all kind of in a blur as he jumps back into the friendship.
All right. You guys fly off in that direction and heading towards where there might be an upcoming battle. And your guys' speed is 80 feet. And you shoot through the sky. And it's probably about half an hour before you meet up with you're over the coast, just over the coastline when you meet up with them. What do you guys want to do as you're incoming? Is there a plan for stealth? Is it anything you want to do? Just go?
Even be stealthy in a giant suit of armor?
I mean, I don't know what you guys are planning. Like, you might be like, I want to go and hide in the water, or I want to, put a tree in front of me so they can't see who. Like, I don't.
Yeah, can we fly in the clouds and then just like drop down from above?
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Okay, so with that thought in mind, Isburiel says, why don't we fly up to the clouds? You think, Swell, oh yeah, I should pray for this.
Yes, Sunda. Let's bring the thunder.
So, like,
Wow.
there's a dark thunder cloud that starts to surround your ship, and there's a crackling of electricity, and like everybody's hair is standing up on end as it, like, sort of electrifying the ship a little bit. And he charges it up with some lightning, which normally would do damage, but because he's channeling it into it, he has put 10 spell levels into it to
10?
be used by whoever.
Holy moly.
Nice. Conveniently, the same number that we spent.
Nice.
Well, you spent 5 to get here, and the other one to get there was free. So I think you've only spent 5.
No,
Yeah, I
we
think
spent
we
10 because
Yeah.
we spent 1 to get to the Bugs Patron's place, and then we spent the free 1 to get to Bugs Patron's place. And then we had
Okay, I forgot that was the same day. I thought you guys went the next day. Okay. So yeah, you have 10 back, and you're flying cloaked, and you're getting up close. What is the plan of attack?
Surprise?
Surprise attack from
Ooh,
the back.
there are 2 targets.
Oh,
You
wait,
hear?
can we see
Oh,
the
right.
drawing again?
Sure. Bookworm says, "Which one am I going for?"
Wait, what? Are you going to turn into a dragon?
Oh yeah, but I
From
mean,
what we've heard about them, I suspect the Phoenix and the Golem are not will not be as amenable to not fighting. But maybe Hadar would be open to just going off on his own.
Right.
Once he's
We want to
separated?
separate them, don't we? Did we, out of character, do we ever figure out a way how to separate them other than by literally tearing them apart?
I mean, nobody told me anything. I don't remember anybody saying anything.
No, but I think they said they could be regrown from smaller parts, so just like taking them apart would work.
But there was also the idea of, if you separate them, they're weaker or maybe could turn and work with you. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There
we
was the notion that one of them might be willing.
is it
Or
the tentacle one?
that's Hadar. That's the one Esporial suggested.
Oh yeah, the
We
one
don't
that
know
was
for sure.
the non-angered one, right?
From what we heard, that's Pony or whatever your patron's name is. Agatha, the
patron?
purple crystal, was
Happy
worshipped
face.
for their deep thoughts from the deep of the ocean, the hidden things, and could be either good or bad.
Yeah.
Hadar, the tentacled terror. Oh yeah, sorry, that was Hadar, the tentacled terror. Agatha's the purple crystal was a crystalline golem worshipped by those who wanted wealth. The jewel that ever grew and but broke into pieces and was grown and basically like avaricious, never-ending desire for wealth. Flivik, the pyre of the skies, was fire, anger, and rage. Someone to pray to for wrath and revenge,
That sounds
which could be
slightly
like
bad.
either the anger of revolution or the anger of the jilted. So
Can
Swell.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd like you to make a nature check. And
Nature.
or survival, like a survival check.
Okay. Just regular or with advantage?
You've got advantage.
Dirty 20.
The main body, the scarab beetle, that is part of the other ship, you think looks like it's made out of the crystal horn shells from those things that stampeded over, over your mushroom buddy, and therefore may reflect spells back.
Oh,
On the mecha
Yeah.
that they've got. Okay. I'll say that.
is the bookworm? Are you physical attack or spell?
Physical attacks.
do you want
Yeah.
to take out that?
The mech?
Like-
Sure.
I say we try and rip the monster apart. Might be easier to
By
face
one?
in their constituent parts rather than.
All right.
Right. Do we take out the wings, the phoenix veils, or the crystal?
Well,
Maybe it's
I-
easiest to chop
Before
off
we
the
continue, I was going to ask if I can make a roll to see if I know what the creature on the back is. Is that like the avatar of Fafi, or is that like
No.
the orange
That is-
guy?
That is the he was supposed to be a crystalline giant,
Right.
like this figure, and this is probably what he looked like more as himself. He's continuing to regrow himself.
But only him. All the rest are kind of as is.
I don't know what that meant.
So none of the others have evolved, just the crystal one.
Yes, he had the power of regeneration.
Right.
Can we still see our mentors? Are they still in that crown?
I mean, you're still approaching from a distance.
Okay.
When you guys
There's
get
the
up
little
closer.
blue shadings in the crystal.
Yeah, Bug noticed.
We can just cut off the tail, and maybe that's a way. I don't know. It seems easiest.
Okay.
Although the
Stop from the back
crystal-
and look up? Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pilot. We see it. We see the creature at this point, right? So we'll pilot
Well,
it.
sure, we can say that you guys see it. I'm gonna show you what the bookworm looks like.
Ooh.
She's not flying, but her wings are made up of tapestries that tell tales of long ago, including
Oh wow, that's so cool.
your adventure,
He's so cute.
your party, your mentors, the Teen Titans, or the original Titan Slayers, fighting the crystal monster on the volcano.
Oh yeah, I can see the turtle guy whose name I forget.
Yeah, and underneath that is
Oh.
the Spuriel's master.
Oh, the osprey.
Is
that Berta?
That's
Oh,
Britta
Britta?
underneath Osprey, yeah.
Nice.
And Zug is down there with some big gauntlets.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
And just coming over the hill in the background is Georgianne.
Are we looking at
heavy hand.
something?
yeah on the.
Oh, it's not showing
You
up
don't
for
see
me.
it
Sometimes it'll do that. You might
It's
be able to
like-
see on the Twitch
in the
stream.
drawing page.
Just hit
In the
refresh real quick.
Aggie
Yeah.
die.
No.
Wait, so how is a wing made? Like, did she paint this on herself or what?
You don't get a chance. She just basically jumps out of the machine, and so does Mog, and Sutran rides off on the bookworm's back.
Oh wow.
So, initiatives.
$11 for me. For both.
Well,
12 for Zip. Spuriel? Spuriel? I can't hear you.
I don't know. I'm muted. 17.
17, okay. Swell?
5.
Okay. And Assam?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay.
What if Assam wasn't a traitor, but the act of questioning him makes him become?
That's very anime.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, you'll just have to find out now, won't you?
That's a cliffhanger end for the entire show.
So the first to go is the bug mech. So you guys have surprise. So I'm going to let you guys go before them. You've been hidden by the darkness, and suddenly you appear. Actually, roll me a stealth check for the ship. Swell, it's your god, so I want you to make the stealth roll.
Oh,
Because
God.
they also have divine help.
I have a +0 to
Can I,
stealth, and I'm technically at disadvantage, but
You're not wearing your armor, so it's not like you're at disadvantage.
Can I-
You're just regular.
Give you an inspiration.
Guidance.
some guidance.
Yeah.
And you have guidance.
I will give you my actual guidance, not my flower guidance.
Is it D6
You have to
or
be able to
D8?
touch him. So are you guys on the same level?
And I can't guide myself, can I?
No.
I'm the spell.
You can guide yourself.
You can.
All right.
He's on the second level with me.
And you
D6 or
can
D8.
spend a bardic inspiration on it if you want, because you would have been making the stealth check approaching it, right?
Yeah. He leans over in a seat and looks up the bridge and says, "Don't mess this up. This is going to set how everything goes."
And yeah, that's D8, right? Or D6?
6.
D6, okay.
Oh no, it is an 8 at this point. Hey, 5th level. It's a
Yay.
D8.
Okay, 14 on the D20, plus 3 on the 8, so 17, and then 4. So 21 on the dice rolls.
All right, that's higher than their perception check for the Chimera.
Yes.
They've got 2 heads that were doing it. And then the mech would have at least 2 people noticing, and that's high enough to beat them as well.
I don't know
So-
what pluses our mech has it for stealth.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it any pluses or negatives,
Okay.
because you've got pretty good cloud cover. So yeah, you have your surprise round. Flying out goes the bookworm. Assam, you get first action though.
What am I looking at here? What am I?
You're looking at the Titanic Chimera. This is like from end to end, like 60 feet. This thing is like 30 feet tall, 60 feet long.
How close are they next to each other?
Probably about 40, probably like 80 feet apart.
Okay.
The bugmobile thing in the foreground is actually smaller than it by, like, it's probably like 20 feet tall.
How many targets are there? There's these two, right? And then there's
That's
But
it.
you can specifically target things. He was like, I want to attack the tentacles on the back. I want to attack the crystal monster. You're like,
Yeah, we decided to attack the tentacles first and then just work our way out, right? Tentacles, crystal, phoenix.
I want to.
Josh,
I wish I could get them closer together. Just for this.
you can hold your turn. Hope they get closer together. I mean, like, you can do something this turn and then save that spell for another round.
Yeah, I want them to get closer together. Instead, I'm going to, because I'm in the spell slinger's chair, I want to use a first level spell slot to fire up and try to hit the tentacles, I guess, if that's what we're going for.
All right. Roll to hit.
20.
20 is a hit.
Okay, and then what is it, a D8, you say?
Yep.
It's a D8.
Plus your spell modifier.
5 plus... Wait. Plus 4, that's 9. It's just a D8 plus the modifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9.
All right. 9 damage. You barely make a scratch on this thick, rubbery hide.
Cool.
And then it's bugs. No, sorry. It's then it's the bookworm's turn next. The bookworm swoops down and just latches onto the thing and starts clawing and biting at it, and does some damage, which I will calculate in a minute. And then it is. What's this? Oh, the Chimera would go next, but it is not the Chimera's turn because you have a surprise turn. Eastboreal, you're up next.
Eastboreal goes on the Kruth and will cast a 3rd level blast, so everyone in here gets a d4.
You mean all 5 of you?
Yeah.
But not anybody else, like Boxy or anybody else. It's just the 5 of you.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
All of the player characters.
Okay. Anything
also,
else?
I think the one was in range. And then for his bonus, he will look at Zit and say, "If you're ever going to go to town, now is the time to do it." So.
All right. Then it's Zip's turn.
All right, here we go. First attack. Was I blessed?
Yes.
You were blessed.
It's D4, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
Did you
That's
hear?
a 20, a dirty 20 to hit.
Never mind.
Yep.
Okay.
I will let
And-
you know that its armor class is 20 for the tentacle part.
Great.
Different armor classes for different parts of the Titan.
And it was 2d10, right?
Yeah. Plus 6.
Plus 6.
That's on your first attack.
19 damage.
Sure. Tentacle writhes in more pain.
Second attack. And the inspiration's a d6 or d8?
D8 now.
Okay, 21 to hit.
Yep.
And then 2d10. $13 damage on the second hit.
Okay. Do you want to use any bonus actions or anything?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can use my action surge and I'll attack again.
Okay.
Oof. I whiffed it.
Okay. You get 2 attacks though.
Right. That's right.
Okay, 20 to hit. 2d10. $12 damage for that one.
Okay. So at the end of Zip and Assam's turn, it has taken 53 points of damage. And you hear a voice in your head, Zip, going, "Way to go, girl. This is a great battle." And then we're going to go to Mog, who flies out with those boots, pulls out her sword, and just goes in to chop the Chimera. And it's just like her axe is just doing nothing to it. With 2 attacks, and she action surges and finally hits on another one. And I'll figure out the damage for that in a second. And then it's going to go to Bug's turn. So I already sort of let you get close enough that he's like Zip was hitting, but now you have the choice of like whether you want to like try and keep pace with it, land on it, knock it down, those types of things.
Let's see. I'm going to, yeah. So wait, how is the mech like also 60 feet, or like is it smaller?
The mech is smaller. The mech is only 20 feet tall. It's a little bit shorter than your mech.
Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Shorter than my mech? What does that mean?
Your mech is
No,
30.
I mean like.
Your mech is 30 feet tall.
Oh yeah. That's what I
The one
mean.
that you're
Like our
piloting.
mech is
Yeah.
30 feet tall. I'm gonna pilot the mech to be on top of the
All right, give me a dexterity
tail
check.
part, I guess.
Okay.
A dexterity check.
Yeah, to see whether you can pull off this maneuver.
Okay. Oh no. A 5. I'm gonna.
Even with your blessing, that's probably
what's-
not going to be enough.
It
Oh,
doesn't apply either. So.
what? Can I use my lucky to roll again?
You can use your lucky to roll again as long as you still have some. I think you probably do.
A 6.
Oh.
Well, it's not meant to
Just kidding,
be.
I tried 2 times.
And you're
Oh.
sort of like, it's sort of, it's outpacing you a bit. Then we go to Swell.
Currently haven't taken any damage. I guess I'll just hold the turn to see if I can absorb it, just in case.
Okay.
They're like the 2 things I can do, right? I can heal or I can absorb.
Yes. Also, I should
You
have
have
had
a window to cast spells through.
Well, that's true, I do.
If you want to.
I forgot to do Sutran's turn. It happened earlier, so I'm just going to roll for her.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt and try and hit it.
Go for it.
Alright, so spell attacks 6. Oh, that's gonna be 24 to hit.
Yep.
So on hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, which I'm just gonna roll in D&D Beyond because I don't have 4d6 on me.
All right. Holy light bathes this holy creature.
18
damage.
radiant damage. And the next
Alright.
attacks roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
This thing's taken like 80 points of damage this turn. The very last person to go is Boxy. Bug, give me an insight check.
Insight.
Yeah, you know Boxy, so you can have advantage.
14.
You're like, you look at his eyes, and his eyes are circles, and then they turn into gems, and then they turn back to circles, and he pops out, and he flies towards the purple creature, and they're like, and just like goes on top of his head.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh, right. Because he eats
Oh
gems.
yeah. Wow.
He eats gems.
I totally forgot about that. What? That's okay.
Don't eat all Mentos!
Wait, no, he'll spit them out.
He's not on the crown, he's on the the creature's head. So it's like it's got a bag on its head, just hitting itself in the head, reacting to it.
That's
Stop
awesome.
hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
So the new round starts off, and oh, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, there were also three legendary actions in which the bookworm used her tail against the bug mech, and I will calculate the damage during somebody else's turn in a second. But that ship now gets a chance to go. It's called the Cardinal Nonsense. And it is going to... I want... gotta roll a d12 here to see what random effect happens this turn. Everybody on your ship is hit by a beam of energy, and I need you to make a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw. Oh, yeah. Roll,
Reaction.
roll a reaction for it first.
So it's just a dexterity?
Yep.
Using my dex or the ship's?
Your dex.
Okay, which is nothing. But luckily
Need
I have a
13.
+4. Okay, well I rolled a 19 and then +3, so...
All right.
Maybe enough.
You absorbed the spell that was going to make you just start laughing like autolu or like the irresistible laughter, except for milk would have come out your nose.
Okay, so
While
I
you were
just,
doing it.
like absorbs into the... But it doesn't do
And-
anything because we didn't take any damage, so...
And then I'm going to roll for its attacks on the dragon, and I'll figure those out because they don't directly affect you. It is Assam's turn next.
Oh, I'm muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Okay.
Bless gives me 1d4, right? You cut
Yes.
the way they cast it. Okay. Are they closer to each other now, or no? Not
No.
at all. They're the same distance. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna summon Beast. I'm gonna summon Teriyaki.
Okay.
I'm gonna open up the window, summon Teriyaki, and then I'm gonna tell Teriyaki to fly by one of them and goat them into moving towards the other one.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him to hit one of them and fly in the direction of the other one.
Okay. It has that message. Do you have a bonus action before it goes?
No. I don't
Okay.
have any.
It flies out and tries to catch up to the phoenix. What is its movement?
Its movement is 60.
Okay. It is moving a lot slower than this enormous bird, but it tries to catch up. The bird is doing a bit of a turn to come back to face you guys. But the other ship seems to be going straight forward. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. The dragon also, I should say, breathed fire last turn on the ship. It's the bookworm's turn again. And it's the thing is starting, like you can see it sort of flickering back and forth. The ship is like it's displaced. It's like it's not really where it looks like it is. And it's trying to get some attacks in, but some of them are missing this round. It is Sutran's turn, and she's going to shoot her cantrip and misses. And then we go to East Boreal.
Cool. East Boreal will.
Oh, sorry, no.
Did-
The Chimera gets to go first. And then it's East Boreal. So the Chimera turns around, looks at your ship, and breathes fire on it. So, Bug, you're in the pilot seat. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. The damage will be
Can I-
halved.
Can I do the dex saving throw to block a range attack? That's my reaction.
It's not really a ranged attack. It's like a breath weapon,
Okay.
so it's like an
Okay.
area of effect.
Okay.
I want to roll again with my lucky because I rolled a 6.
Might be your last one.
My last one. Okay. And wait, what's the bless? D4, right? Oops. What am I doing? So 15 total.
Okay, that is not enough. The ship is just incredibly hot. You're sitting in the chairs and you're like, you start sweating beads of sweat. The metal's changing color as this god fire engulfs the ship, doing 100 points of damage, cut down to 50 because you guys take half damage from fire.
Ah.
Is someone keeping track of the mech?
The mech's hit points was 320, has gone down by 50. Who wants to keep track of that? You want me to do it or somebody else?
Sorry, I got it. So it was 320 and it's gone down by how much?
50.
Wait, we don't take damage, right?
Nobody inside is taking damage yet. If it starts getting really damaged and it's falling apart, then you guys can start taking damage.
If it hits 0, does it blow up? Or like should we get the hell out of it? Wait, is there an HP gauge on this? Like,
We can
are there
heal
like
it.
sensors on the like dashboard of like how much damage it's taken?
Yeah, there.
Wait. Emergency evacuation advised.
Okay, and it flies up like with the breath weapon, and then the tails, the tentacle tails, just wrap around the ship and go like, and it takes 8 attacks, and 6 of them hit. So I will roll damage for that in a second. It's going to be another big chunk of damage. But the crystalline creature doesn't attack you guys. He's attacking Boxy. I'm not going to tell you how much damage he is doing yet. But Boxy is getting pummeled as much as he is damaging it. It's
Boxy
sort of
devolves again, I swear, to Sunda.
I mean, we spent how much? Like 40 something
Way too
thousand.
much. Way
Yeah.
too
But
much.
if Boxy eats all the gems on his body,
This better be like a white
Boxy-
dragon level. Like,
is Boxy will keep regenerating.
It's East Boreal's turn. And you guys make a dexterity saving throw bug to see if you can avoid being grappled by the ship. Or not the ship, the tentacles. If you can pilot yourself out of the way.
Oh gosh, my rolls are just 10.
10. You're locked in combat with it, which is kind of what some of you want. East Boreal,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
He heard what Assam said to the thing, right? Or said to the bird.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we... Okay, where are we in relation to the stolen bugmobile and the Chimera?
It has, the bugmobile has sort of zipped on ahead a full round, and it is moving at 80. So it would take
Okay.
you a round to catch up.
The main thing I actually want to know is the Chimera in between us and the bugmobile?
Yes.
Okay. So Isabel kicks open the door, and hisses to. I think he's gonna do this at the Phoenix actually, because it seems to be the one that's flying and powering it. And says, "You know, this isn't a comeback when you just come back as a sad shadow of yourself. And that will be a minus." It'll be a -3 to the next saving throw, which is going to be when he adds. When he adds in a lower voice that nobody else can hear, but it like the magic takes it from his lips and streams it to the Phoenix's ears, and dissonant whispers just in this horrific visions of everyone. Nobody even liked you anyway. They're only here because they're forced to be. So
And
it
you
will
did
be a
the-
dissonant.
you did this to the creature that's latched onto us?
Yes.
Okay.
So that will be Wisdom 16.
Okay, it fails. It uses one of its legendary resistances to pass.
Okay.
61 damage swell from the
61?
tentacle attacks. Yeah.
So that will be, I guess, half damage. So I rolled really terribly for damage. It takes 3 psychic.
3 psychic. Okay. Then it is Zip's turn.
Right. Me6 to hit on the first one.
Oh, that's a hit, but I'm going to say you're now flanking with Mog.
Nice.
Awesome.
19 damage.
19 damage, got it.
And then the next one is 21 to hit.
It's a hit.
Uh, 13 damage on the second hit.
Okay.
That's it. That's all there is.
And your sister goes next. And she uses her action surge this turn now that she has advantage. And she's, last round she had made herself large as her bonus action. So she's taking some extra damage here, doing some extra damage here as well. And is doing some good smashy. And you guys have dealt 140 hit points damage to it so far.
How's it
It's
looking?
that part of it. It looks like it may be getting close to separating. Next up is Bug. So if you wanted to try and break the grapple it has on you, you can do that, or you can just sort of continue piloting it forward.
I'm grappling with the tentacle.
Yeah, like the bird is basically come around, like I'll draw it,
Can I try to
or like this, where its tentacles have come up, and you're.
can I try to restrain the tentacle?
How are you going to do that?
By grappling, I guess.
So it's grappled you.
Oh,
So like you're locked in combat with it.
He's Rorschaching this thing.
can I?
You're not
grapple
grappling
it?
me. I'm grappling you.
Yeah. Like, are we grappling each other or?
Yeah, like
Okay.
they're both stuck battling each other. He's basically the chimera is preventing you from attacking the bug mobile thing, but you have some allies fighting with it anyways. Because you went and got the
Wait,
bookworm
but
cell.
Zip can still attack with the. Can Zip still attack?
Yep.
So how is, if I'm grappling, how can Zip still attack?
Well, because you have 2 feet and
I'm using my feet to grapple.
yeah, it's like grabbed onto your feet.
Punch.
And you
It's like
also
a
have-
foot punch.
You've got another hand, so maybe your other hand is like grabbed it around the neck, and then she's like.
The neck, like the neck is the end of the tail.
The bird's neck.
Oh, what? The bird's neck?
Yeah.
Brian,
Wait, I'm
am I misremembering that there was like a sword hilt in one of its hands?
Yeah.
No, there's.
So the sword hilt is creating has an energy sword, and that's what Zip's using to attack with.
Okay. So there's like a giant kind of lightsaber sword that we're
Yeah.
using to. Okay.
So we're not attacking the tail, we're attacking the head.
Everybody's
No,
been
we're
attacking
the tail.
the.
Or like
tail.
I'm grappling with the head.
You're holding on to the neck of the beast, so that way you can hit its tail.
Wait, how big is our? We can reach that far.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We're spanking it.
Yeah.
Like, look, if you look at the drawing, like it's not
Yeah.
a great drawing, but it gives you a size idea of.
Okay. Well,
What's
can I
happening?
continue to do that then? I guess can I try to grapple it harder with my strength or something? Like,
Sure, give me a roll a d20, and I will add the ship's strength.
with the plus as well, right?
Sure.
No, it doesn't do for ability checks.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, really? Okay. So then it is a 13. I rolled a 13.
Okay. You're trying to grab onto it, but it's like sort of moving its neck, and rather it's hard to grab a hold of because there's so much crystal there.
Oh,
Next turn, it is Swell's turn.
Okay. So remind me, when I do take the heal action, I basically I roll a d8, right? Plus my spellcasting modifier.
2d8.
2d8. Okay.
Yeah.
And that takes 1 spell level.
Yes. So if you did a 3rd level spell, you do 68
Okay.
plus your healing modifier.
All right. So I think. Yeah, I'm going to use 3 of the spell slots that Sunda gave us.
Okay.
And roll 68.
All right.
68. I'm rolling it in D&D Beyond because I don't have that many on me. You only get 19 hit points back. Oh my goodness. Oh, plus my spellcasting modifier, right? For each 2?
No, just 1.
Oh.
Sorry.
Cool. We get 22 hit points back.
All right. The purple monster is now like the torso part of it has been engulfed by bug as well.
Oh, is that an action
Sorry,
for me to
Boxy.
do?
Yes, that's an action.
Okay, so I have bonus that I can do something with, but I don't think I have any bonus. Has Mog taken any damage?
No.
What about our... I guess I'm probably too far to do a healing word. On our 60 feet on the bookworm?
Yep.
Too far away?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
All right. And then at the beginning of the round, it's the Bugmech's turn, and it's going to shoot a ray at you guys. And I roll a d12 for it. See what happens.
Now can I do my dex ranged attack as a dex saving throw
Sure.
with my reaction? Or actually, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Throw. Oh, that was a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
So what was going to happen that you just blocked was everything in your ship was going to start making the wrong noises. So like when you hit a button, it was going to go meh, and when you're
Sorry, go on.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say clearly a very critical thing to block.
Yeah, because you're fighting with people that worship a god of mischief, they have ridiculous things on their ship. Some of them powerful, some of them just hilarious. But it is going to pummel into the bookworm. You can see that it is shocking with electrical damage from its centipede tail and biting with poison from the other one. And that's all you can tell from this distance. So the bookworm has taken some damage, but isn't looking too bad, but has much less hit points than all of the mechs and chimeras. And then it's Assam's turn.
You muted, bud.
The mech is flying away from us. It's trying to get to the town or the city, right?
That's right.
Okay. How far is it from me? 1 round of movement?
160 feet now.
God damn. Oh boy. Well, I can't do that to that thing anymore. So instead, I'm just going to... Oh man. I'll just... Oh boy. I'll use another... Honestly, I feel like my spells deal more damage than this mech. So instead of... Oh, that would hit us though. Why would that hit us? Okay, I'm just gonna cast... I'll just use another first level. Oh, should I? Do I feel like this thing is gonna keep pummeling the crap out of us? Should I waste the third level spell on this thing?
I mean, this is the final boss, right?
Okay.
If
I'm gonna
there's a
cast.
time, it's now.
All right. I'm gonna cast slow on
Yeah.
the thing that's attacking us.
Okay. It failed its saving throw. It uses one of its legendary reactions to save.
Oh yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Then I'm gonna tell
Almost done.
Teriyaki. Then I'm gonna tell Teriyaki. Forget that. Come back because it's only 60 feet, which means coming back would be exactly 60 feet. And it's gonna make a attack. So, let's see. I'm gonna make a multi-attack. Yeah. I'm gonna make a multi-attack. That's wow, another 20 to. Does this plus mine? Do I get plus 7 on everything? Yep. That's 20 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah. And now I get to do 2d8. There's no way that's not the right die.
You know what? I know what I'm going to do next.
Is this the right? Okay. It's 2, 10 plus 4. 10 plus 4 is 14. What does it mean plus spells level piercing damage? What does that even mean?
So if it's a first level spell or a second level, it would be +1.
13.
What is? Oh, it's summon beast.
16 points of damage.
Okay. 16 points of damage to it. And... Alright. Next up is the bookworm and Sutran fighting the thing from a distance. You can't really see what's going on. It is then the Chimera's turn to attack you guys. So, does it get its fire breath back? Yes, it does. It's going to breathe fire on you, unless somebody says otherwise. And there's a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because you're not moving because you're grappling with it.
I've used my reaction, so
What reactions can we even
no.
do?
I gotta.
I mean,
Oh, you're reacting?
oh, I can.
Mech-based reactions are we able to do, Brian?
you are able to. I mean, just do at this point, you're able to do a saving throw. If you have something that, like Eastboreal has the one reaction that I gave the ship, everything else is like your reaction. So if you have a reaction to Hellish Rebuke and you want to channel it through the ship or something like that.
Alright, yeah. Wrath of the Storm. Dex
Go
saving
for it.
throw, please. I guess with disadvantage because we're like being grappled by it.
Okay.
Is that reaction for the protector, the ship's
No,
reaction?
it's
Not
my
mine.
reaction.
No,
Yeah.
that's sorry. I'm
Oh, sorry.
So, so you still have a reaction, Eastboreal.
oh, okay. Is this an attack roll?
Well, there's going to be some attack rolls. The first thing is going to be
What
the
is this
fire
thing?
breath, and then the tentacles will be a series of 8 attack rolls. So, Swell, how much damage is it?
DC 14 is the saving throw, where it takes 2d8 lightning damage or half one damage.
It's- It
half damage.
fails again. It's not going to make a. It's not going to use the legendary resistance on it, though.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to use Channel Divinity. And I've not done this before. It's called Destructive Wrath. Basically, I use my Channel Divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling for lightning or thunder damage. So
Okay.
that is going to be 2d8, so 16 lightning damage.
Okay.
But I can only
16.
do it once.
I got the lightning damage added here. And then it is going to, with its fire breath again, let's see, it was So it's going to be reduced down to 54 fire damage as the ship heats up again, and then the tentacles come in. Is there something you wanted to do on the actual attacks?
Not just yet, I think.
Okay. So this time there's another 6 that hit. Again, 2 whiffs and 6 hits. It's been consistent so far. And those are going to be... $72 damage. What's the ship at now?
It is at 105.
Okay. And then it is East Boreal's turn.
Boreal is probably going to do the same thing, but at a higher level this time. He will. He grits his teeth, and does not. For his bonus action, he's actually going to yell up to Bug, "Come on, get us out of here already!" And so that's a DA inspiration to Bug, and he turns back and focuses again on the thing, and will Dissonant Whispers at second level this time.
Okay.
So 16 wisdom save.
Makes the wisdom save, unfortunately.
Okay. That is marginally better. So he takes 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
And next up is Zip.
All right. This time. 24 to hit on the first roll.
Okay.
That's 17 damage.
Okay. And you have advantage, remember?
Thank goodness. Oh, nope. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can.
And you're blessed.
Salvage. No, I whiffed the second one.
Okay. So, 17. That is 1 point of damage enough to break off the tentacle buddy.
Nice.
And it just starts falling into the ocean. And you, Zip, Booker reaches out to you and says, "You can speak to him if you'd like. I've opened a channel."
Speak to who?
Hadar.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to say to Hadar, let Titus go. Stop fighting us. We're trying to help you.
Thank you for freeing me from the others. I am plummeting to the depths. I do not hold your mentors in my hand. They are part of the crystalline villain.
How do we get them out without hurting them?
Carefully.
Right, don't smash them.
Try real hard.
All right. Mog, seeing you cut that down, is going to rush up and starts attacking the crystal where the mentors are. And hits a couple of times and is starting to crack Titus's purple prison. After him comes, after her comes Bug.
Okay. I'm gonna try to free myself, I guess.
All right, give me a dexterity, or well, give me a d20 roll, and I'll add the ships.
Oh, D20? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, 18 plus, I don't know, bless, or no bless,
Yeah.
right?
You
I
are
have
no
inspiration if you want to use it, but it just seems like a pretty good roll. So
18.
you are no longer being held by the tentacle legs as they've been cut off. So now just being held by the bird legs, you're able to break free and, if you want, zoom after the other ship.
The other ship is like 100 feet ahead of us, right?
More than 100 feet, yeah.
160 last time we checked.
Should I want to like
Let's
should I
finish
chase
this.
after the other one or stay on here?
I think the bookworm's got it wrapped up.
Okay, then I will.
Well, is Boreal? Did you want to say something?
Oh no, he
Okay.
he says when the city isn't helpless, so against that machine, hopefully a paltry gifted won't be enough.
Okay. And then it's going to go to Swell's turn.
All right. We can't take another hit like that. Because basically this thing's gonna deal like... Well, I guess without the tentacles hitting us...
Yeah. And... Yeah.
Can I metagame real quick? I just want to ask the opinion, because I don't want to do something and piss people off. How would you guys feel if I used Shatter on the crown where our masters are to try and free them, instead of healing the mech?
Sounds like a thing Swell would do.
Do it.
Alright.
Get him free.
As I get a good vantage point, I guess as the head turns or something, I'll reach my hand out and cast Shatter on the area where our masters are being kept.
Okay.
So if it's, I'm guessing it's within 60 feet because we're like still kind of in base to base with this thing. But it is only a 10-foot area.
You know what?
It says 10-foot radius.
So only one master can be freed.
Well, I would think like maybe 2 or 3, but hold on, it's 10-foot radius, which is what? 10 across or 20?
Do I need to make a saving throw?
Constitution saving throw, but a creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on this saving throw.
Okay. Fails the saving throw.
Legendary action.
Legendary reaction.
That's what I thought.
Saw that coming.
No. Doesn't make the legendary reaction this time.
It doesn't.
You know why?
Why?
Because it doesn't think of them as important. This is just a shatter spell. It isn't worried about your shatter. But you said it's only going to shatter 10 feet, but it shatters
10
more.
radius. What? I
10-foot radius.
Is that like all the way across from one side of the circle to the
No,
other?
that's radius half, right? So 20 diameter.
So 20 diameter.
You can feel the power of sunder through your hands. And you're like, shatter that thing, and all your mentors come free from that shatter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You don't need me to roll damage or anything? Like that?
And they fall into the ocean and they
And they
die.
fall straight in.
Whoops! And then we retire.
I'll be like, Boxy, go.
And
Yeah.
then it is Boxy's turn, and Boxy, he finishes. He was like halfway, down the torso. Now he has basically got the entire thing inside of him, except for the stuff that's really stuck on the bird. And your mentors are riding on top of Boxy, and they all start doing stuff because they had actions ready for when they got free.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad.
Oh,
I
they
wasn't
weren't
sure
conscious.
if they could or not, but I was like, let's get them out of there.
They were looking at you like, they're here. They're finally here.
Wow.
Get ready.
What took you so long?
At least I hope this is them. I saw Swell poke his head out. And they... let's see. you tell me what your mentors do. You know their powers better than I do. So like Zunk probably has some sort of like specially powered item that's going to do something. Titus is going to have some combat maneuver. Tell me what your mentors do, everyone. Let's start with Isburial, because you're first in the initiative order.
Okay. Adarin, with her feet sunk deeply into Boxy and looking a little bit weirded out by that, throws out her hands, and her focus on her forehead, which is like a little diadem thing with like a bird's beak, flashes, and overhead, like these shimmering lights of leaves kind of swirl into being, and they start becoming this enormous flock of giant eagles that come into being and start slashing and pecking at the chimera. Two of them wheel off actually toward the city after the bug, and then two of them stay here. And she will leap up on one of them.
All right. Next in the order would be Zip.
So what's Titus doing?
Yeah.
He's got like a big sort of bow staff thing, and he's probably doing that thing where he's like moving so quickly that he looks like he's teleporting as he's kind of like popping around and like hitting them all in different places. Like
Very nice. Then we'll go to next initiative order is Bug. What's Zunk doing?
He summons what I don't know what class is he? Can he summon like he's robotic tech wear?
Yeah, I mean he probably has it on, right? So like,
Okay.
has he got like a huge gauntlet he punches with? Has he got like an energy crystal in the center
So
that
he-
Iron Man beams? Like,
Right, okay. So he charges his tech suit, and then he grabs onto he's gonna grab onto I guess, or attack the bird, I guess.
yeah,
gonna
but
attack.
tell me what it looks like. Like he's gonna hit. Like this is just give me some flavor of what it looks like.
Yeah, his giant gloves charges up, and then he's just gonna slam it down.
What type of damage is it doing? Electricity, force, fire?
It does, yeah, just force damage, I guess.
All right.
It's just like a robot thing. Right on the spine of the neck.
Snapping the bird's neck. It
Wow.
looks like it's gonna start plummeting now. And Swell, how does your master finish it off?
I feel like I'm trying to find a spell that would work here, but
I mean, she channels storm power, and you're in a storm.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Can she just like fly up in the air, like stretch her hands out, and then like bring the lightning and like channel it right into the wherever that opening was made to kind of separate the last two titans apart?
Sure. You like the lightning because there are so many places where the crystals are attached. They all start breaking off and raining down, and Boxy is like, trying to grab some and catch them with his mouth and stuff. But like there's just the bird now seems free of the crystal that was embedded in it, and as it was killed by Bug's mentor, it explodes in a fiery explosion, and it knocks the ship backwards, and you're all knocked unconscious as the phoenix explodes. You guys have saved your mentors. You wake up in East Burial's home, all in the guest beds, and your mentors are all there with you, and you wake up and like Swell. Osprey is there. Is like, you finally came. I knew you'd do it.
Sorry, for a second there, and I hate to ruin the moment. I was just remembering that Lord of the Rings clip where everyone walks in.
I know exactly what
We're
you're
all
talking
like-
about.
We're all bouncing on the bed together.
Sorry. But I kind of sit up and I'm like,
No.
we never stopped trying to. It took us a while to get there because it couldn't find you, and we had to build up our strength, and we got teleported into like a tomb of some ancient king in the middle of the Rainbow Archipelago. It was a whole thing.
The bookworms filled us in on everything.
Oh. Well then,
But how are you? How are you feeling?
I don't know. How am I feeling?
Like, physically you're feeling fine. Like, you're feeling amazing. It's like you're a gifted person who just woke up from a long rest.
Oh, in that case, I feel top of the world. Was it? Is another chimera? We could take that on.
I mean, there will be other chimeras. We have to go stop the Stitcher who was making them to begin with.
Oh, we didn't stop him?
No, she's somewhere else.
Oh.
But that's okay. We can all do it together. Not as apprentices and mentors, but as a team.
Where's everyone else? Are they awake?
She leads you over to the window, and you look out, and you see the drow, who is Zip, who doesn't need as much sleep as you, is out sparring with Titus in the courtyard out front. What is Zip and Titus talking about?
I think Zip's probably bragging about how she delivered the final blow to the chimera.
And then I did this, and then I did that. What is his reaction? Like, is he like laughing along with that, or is he like, well done? Like, what's Titus's demeanor?
I think he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's humoring Zip. Yeah, he's like, oh yes, I saw it. It was very very well done. But see if you can block this, and then he'll like come at her with like and like knock her down a peg.
And Mog's out there too, just waking up, just coming out. You can see her rushing out with her axe, and she's like going, "Wait for me!" and like does a spinning attack on you guys, and comes in and joins. East Boreal, you would have woken up early as well. You're with your family. You finally see your mentor again.
Yeah, he is glorying in being the center of the attention, just like eating old larksong pie and like retelling the story in between bites at the dining hall or the sitting room, wherever they are. And while Edarin is also sitting there looking pretty composed and unruffled, all things considered, for how long she's been frozen inside of a crystal. But at some point, it's kind of a mark of her status within the family that when she holds up a hand and starts to speak, everyone else just like instantly goes quiet, even Isboreal, as she interjects every now and then to fill in her side of the things or so on. There's probably in a sitting room or parlor. No, actually, I think they're probably on like a little porch thing where there's like a back patio, basically.
Yeah.
Where there's a table set up, so they can probably can be seen from where Swell's room window is looking out, and they can also see Mog and Zip and Titus sparring.
And Bug, you wake up inside of a nice, cozy, warm bed, and there's Zunk, and he's like, "Oh, my little Bug,
Zunk, we finally did it. I can't believe I'm looking at you right now.
Ah, looks like you made some friends. Yeah. Seems like wherever you go, you manage to find some people who get along with you. You're a good boy, Bug.
Thanks. Yeah, I made so many friends. Look, I take out my little spider that's always in my hair, I guess. I got him, and I got this hat that pops out three more best friends.
And like out comes like a bat. And it's like, want me to go find a dragon again?
Yeah. Yeah, look, his name is Bart Batimus. Bathu? Oh yeah, Bathu. And you won't wait. Also, did you know I'm an ooze? I'm an alien?
No,
I'm
I heard
designed for
that.
experiments.
It's very. I did not know that about you. We tried a lot of things to, ask questions about you, but our ability to scry and ask the gods about what was going on with you, we never figured it out. You are well protected.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Well, I hope you're gonna be okay without your friend being around anymore. And he pulls you out, and he points up, and you look up in the sky, and in amongst all those asteroids floating, you see a giant slime floating up in the asteroid belt, like one that you can see from Earth or from Haelon. And he's
Wait,
like,
is that Boxy?
Is that Boxy?
that's Boxy.
What?
He's part of the slime colony up there now, apparently.
Wait, we can see him from here?
Yeah.
Gosh. The great Boxy.
He devoured a regenerating gem god, so he got a lot more power than he was expecting.
Okay, so hold on. Is Boxy gonna be a god or some sort of like warlock patron?
Little do we know that this is all Boxy's prologue story of his ascension to godhood.
I planned this adventure with him eating gems so that you guys would have a cost to your endless cube thing, and I created this regenerating gem monster, and it wasn't until this week that I put the two of them together. I can't believe I didn't think of it before then.
Wow. Wait, is he gonna visit us?
Oh, I'm sure. Or we can go visit him.
Oh yeah, how? Like in space?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a ship now. It teleports.
Wait. What ship?
The friendship.
Is the mech still okay?
It's, pretty damaged, but I managed to fix it up a little bit. We're gonna need to put in some more work.
Oh, okay, that's good. Wow. I was getting worried.
Assam, you have been a part of this group for not very long, and you don't really know, you don't necessarily fit in as well with this group, but there are others that don't fit in as well. So you're there with Sutran and the Bookworm and Isburiel's family, and you have a moment to reflect on where you might go next and how you're feeling about this as well. And you look at the camera and your eyes shine orange.
No. I don't know. I mean, since it's over, I'd probably just say my goodbyes, and then I will cast conjure animals to create a giant fox and 3 small foxes, and I will mount the fox and I will ride off into the sunset.
But we could teleport you back.
He's off on his own adventures now.
Also, you're part of this group.
My job here is done.
Did you say goodbye or did you just leave? Do we
You
see
guys-
this?
You guys all still have my goodbye.
Ah.
Wait, what?
Sproil cocked his head and was like, "What? Here I walk the road," and playing in my
No-
head.
None of you guys used your flowers, so you all still have my flowers of guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you like? Do we see you leaving?
No. You seem. You might make a perception check.
He
Go ahead.
called an Assam
Okay.
goodbye.
Perception.
Yeah.
I rolled
Assam exit.
17.
Like, my work here is done. And then he,
A
You
druid exit.
you catch me as I'm about to go over the hill. There is a sunset, and my hair is glistening in the wind as I'm atop
Your
my
orange hair.
It's looking, yeah, suspiciously orange.
my steed.
I get more suspicious.
I'm
Did you see
atop
Bug
my.
narrow his eyes watching Assam leave?
Something weird about that fellow.
Oh yeah.
I'm atop my steed, and I stop and I look back and I catch eyes with Bug, and I just like do a little like wave goodbye, and some petals like drift off, and as it like falls behind me, and I ride off into the beyond the horizon.
Wow. What a graceful. I never met someone who's so full of grace and nature. I'm just gonna reflect on that moment.
I mean, I'm a leaf in the wind. I go where I'm needed.
So you don't end as badly as the other leaf in the wind.
Yeah. Gotta say.
I feel a little more mature just looking.
Bug was like, now there's someone I can look up to.
Unlike everyone else I've met.
And then you are all brought together and taken downstairs into the wine cellar, where they've made an impromptu jail cell for the artist.
Oh, they got him.
And they caught him. He was inside of the bugmobile along with the other teens. And they're
Oh,
like, any last words you want to say to him? Anything you want to, like as a DM, I want to give you a chance to have a confrontation with this guy if you want, before we shut this down.
I thought,
Put him in
I
his
thought you said they
place or
didn't
ask
catch
him a
him.
question.
they didn't catch this.
The Stitcher,
Stitcher.
who
yeah.
was the person who actually made the Chimera.
Oh, okay.
Which is
But
the witch
wait,
in
the artist
uh,
is the orange hair guy.
Yes.
What is? Oh, we know what he looks like, right?
Yeah, he looks like an elf with orange hair. Looks a lot like a Squirrel. Not like not like identical twins,
Wait.
but enough that like you're like, are you guys related?
But Isboreal doesn't have orange hair. It's just you're saying
No.
like the features.
Yes.
It looks
So
like family.
Isboreal, this is your cousin,
I
right?
didn't know about him.
Does your family know him?
He looks over at his parents, who just kind of look embarrassed. Apparently, despite I felt that being the black sheep, that was a path already well trodden, which is a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah, he's the orange sheep of the family, says Mog.
Ugly color.
Oh, and Auntie Britta's there too,
Oh, she is.
Oh yay! Yeah.
and she has hugs for everyone and enjoys hearing their stories. What does the group do?
What happened to the robot? The what's his name? With Britta.
Oh, yeah, the Warforged guy. He's fine. He's off on some other adventure.
Oh, didn't he go to find like something?
Him and a few other people went to go find a cure for her.
Oh, and then they rescued. Okay, got it.
Why to the orange-haired man? Just why?
Because I wanted to make the world feel something, to experience something. It is an art that people must feel, to experience, to provoke a reaction in people. Otherwise, what is the point of even living?
Art isn't...
You know,
Sorry, go ahead.
you know who also provokes reactions in people? Clowns. And then he makes a little illusion, minor illusion of a red nose on his face and which goes honk honk.
He laughs at that. See? The trickster is within you as well, cousin.
Art isn't meant to be fear, and that's all you created.
It doesn't matter if it's fear or not, as long as it's some sort of emotion. If you saw a scary story, a horror story, that's still a story.
Yes, but that's not real. That's a
Right.
story. There's a
Because
difference
real
between
art
what you
transcends a story.
did. Well, just turns around to everyone, says, "Take him away, boys," and starts to walk upstairs.
And a last question for you guys. What's next for the Teen Titan Saviors this day? What are the next few days hold?
I think we go and get Assam back really quickly and be like, dude, we can just like teleport you home, so like you don't need to run off.
I'm more like Tuxedo Mask in the story. I show up randomly.
It's time for me to leave.
So
But you haven't done anything.
No. I cross over the horizon, but really I'm just like chilling in like the shadow. Like, right, where are they gonna go? Because I have nowhere else to go, and I know where the hell I am. I just felt like making a dramatic exit just to make them sweat a little bit because they call me an enemy. There's a little.
We see him. Or
There's a little flower trail of like petals that you can follow, and I'm just like, I'm half a mile down the road, just probably talking
Wells,
to it. I'm talking.
passive,
Yeah, I'm
Swell's
making friends with
passive just
chickens.
like sees you immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, wait.
What are you
Hold
doing?
the phone.
Actually, Esporil will want to hang back for a minute while after everyone else leaves, and have a private word, aside from like maybe the mentors or some family members, but essentially just with him and Igraine.
Mhm.
He kind of just leans against the bars of the cell and says, "You know, it's hard enough trying to keep a secret without dickheads like you going around just confirming all the terrible stories about shapeshifters. I can't believe I'm about to say this because Papa and Mama have always just harped so much on me about you have to think of your family. Everything that you do reflects on us. But for once, I begin to see what they mean. And for that, I cannot forgive you. For making me realize that my parents might have had a point." And he turns around and walks away.
You look back, like as you walk away in the jail cell, you see it's a person looks exactly like you sitting there, and you go. They're shapeshifted into your
Yeah.
form, and then has a red clown nose. They're being very childish about the whole thing. In contrast to how you've all grown and become more mature through this whole thing, the villain has retained their immaturity and has not learned to grow as a person. Yeah, we've gone late tonight, but this is our last one because some of us have some personal things going on, some of them good, some of them bad, but enough that we're retiring our Haelon adventure and any of the other magical marker things that we're going to be doing too, as I mean, maybe we'll do something small here or there, but this is the end of our story. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it will continue to stay up on YouTube if you want to share it with your friends. And do you want to tell us each one thing about where your character might be in the future? Where do you see them?
Bug is going to be adventuring and making more friends, and then he's going to realize his role as the ooze experiment a little bit more by investigating more into this art thing. Now that he's heard from the red hair guy what he thought about art, he thought that was kind of interesting. He has more to think on that, so he's gonna do more research, I guess.
Okay.
Like, you think he's going to become a villain?
No. Like, it just becomes more complex. Like, like what he's saying about art is interesting, but like, not that he thinks that he's correct, but it's just like he has a lot more to learn.
Cool. And I can imagine that, you're going to libraries and art galleries around the world, trying to see what you can learn from them.
Yeah, and he's a bit chaotic anyway, so sometimes maybe he will do not morally questionable things, but like just the fact that he kind of sees the point, like what the other guy is saying, the orange hair guy is saying a little bit, not just like he doesn't necessarily have a strong like belief in what art should be, so he's just like more open to things.
Fuck is the traitor all along.
He is a ooze, so I feel like the morality within, like with people, is like he still likes friendship and like not hurting other people, but yeah, I don't know, he's maybe as he matures he gets a little bit more detached. Is he immortal or something? Like, I don't know.
Lives for a long time.
Yeah, so he's gonna grow towards that direction.
In his 600th
what
year,
the
he
one
gets a little bit too bored and just starts hunting humans for sport.
Yeah, he needs to find a place for his jar of mashi to grow, so he does that. And then he still has he sometimes wears his Displacer Beast pelts for fun.
and
So really, you're just describing Bug's slow descent to superability.
but you also discover that you live longer and do better when you one day decide to try to eat a gem, and you find that you
He's
also
like
can
Boxy.
eat gems.
One day you eat so many gems that you just ascend, and you and Boxy become like the new moon of Haelon.
Yeah. Along with my happy face patron, like we all just float in the sky and be happy. And think about
just vibing in the sky.
Just vibing. Think about art in a very detached way. Just like, wow.
What is even art?
Yeah.
As you float.
Yeah, you'll just float in the sky and be like, but yeah, what does it all mean anyway, man?
Yeah. And then I'll like sniff some gem dust.
Is that what they call it in Haelon? They call it gem dust?
Yeah.
It sparkles.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
How about Zip? How does your relationship with Booker continue?
Yeah, so I think that Zip is gonna take it upon herself to sort of reconcile the old gods of the world with the population. So I think she's gonna train to be like a paladin of Booker, and but then also kind of like sort of educate the rest of the anyone that she can about the old gods that got a raw deal.
Do you have the same feeling towards your sister looking up to her, or are you sort of more of a lone wolf now?
I think that Mog probably takes her own path. So yeah, eventually Zip will probably like come into her own more and like become more sort of confident in herself and not have to be like comparing herself to Mog all the time. Yeah, because she has Booker on her side.
Do you go
Power
and
of
help?
faith.
Do you go and help free some of the other gods?
Yeah, totally. I'd free as many of them as I could.
What about ones that were like gods of things that were destructive?
Well, I mean, like that's just part of like the world, right? You got to have the destruction to create life. And like Zip is also a very destructive person by nature. So I think that she would like sort of have like a kind of connection to these gods that people think are, you know, evil or bad because they are destructive. And she's like, no, you have to you have to tear things down to like build new things. So yeah, maybe it's a god of like volcanoes or it's a god of earthquakes or whatever, but you know, that's just part of the world. It's like the yin and yang, the balance.
And that goes really well for you. You're able to convert a lot of people. People are interested in this idea of there being more gods to worship, more power to get, just like you thought.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's more options.
I'm also going to go free Holden.
Okay.
Free Holden from his bondage.
Holden is a beholder, like was an avatar of the god that was against you guys the whole time. Zeo, the god of the sun.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I think she would try to liberate Holden from sun god.
Fight last 3 days.
Who wants to go next? Joe?
Did you want to go?
Sure. Go ahead. Israel, you wanted to go?
Well, I didn't really have any idea I was going to say. I was just going to spout off my mouth. I think Isabel would sort of go back to living at home for a bit. He basically blows off Darren's offer to take him under her wing again and teach him more things. He was like, no, I don't need that. Look at what I've done. And he goes back home and then basically gets really bored after a week and then goes back to Darren. But kind of doesn't end up staying there for very long either because he actually has kind of outgrown the sorts of things she can teach him. And he's not at all interested in the research she does, not in the least. So he ends up leaving at some point to travel around. This probably only happens like maybe 5 to 10 years later, if that, because for the most part, he just goes around and like puts on a one-man show with music and jokes, and he sort of does like starts the idea of like comedy roasts, essentially, or not starts it because it was a roast game, but you know he'll do that for anyone who wants to come up and get roasted. And then eventually, after a while, he comes clean that he is a changeling, although and that becomes part of his act. As far as like when he roasts people, he'll basically take on their image and like but exaggerate stuff. He'll do like a real life satire image of them, and also uses it to shape his stories and the songs that he plays. That said, the entire time he never actually gives away that it's his family is all that way. He basically puts it as he was found while they were traveling, and puts it that he was basically a family that they changed and adopted. And at some point he probably travels. I would say he probably travels with Zip for a while, because of like the whole shaking up the old gods or shaking up the status quo of the gods and freeing the old ones. And he's also kind of like, I wonder what would happen if the destructive new gods came out. Guess what I'm gonna do? I better be standing by to make sure that they're not doing too much bad. So he would be down for that.
I actually had a monster you guys didn't end up encountering that was a Medusa that instead of turning you to stone, turned you into a caricature.
Where would we encounter this?
That was in the snowy area, like it was outside of town, but at that point I was trying to progress things a little faster.
Hmm.
I think that thinking about how you're working with Zip there, I think Mog probably like wants to chum around with you guys and maybe doesn't necessarily get along with you all, like she doesn't connect and ends up traveling with a different group of gifted teens who are, you know, in their early 20s and stuff, like, and just goes around and doesn't think too much about what she does. She just sort of fights her way through things and tries to do what's right and never really self-examines herself particularly well. She's always just like, cool. Oh yeah, that's cool, dude. Let's do it. And is there for everybody as a really good friend, but doesn't learn to be there for herself as much. Where she's like always, the consummate dumb fighter that you want around, like a himbo.
The Lancer.
Joe, have you got yours?
Yeah. So Assam will probably travel around quite well. First, he's got to go talk to Earl and tell him all of the things that have happened, and then eventually, he will leave Earl to become like this kind of like a wandering caretaker of sorts, where he just goes to places and helps people do things, and then eventually, as he's going between each place, he draws and writes down stories in his book that you initially found him with when he was a fox, and he'll eventually have to fill up more and more books of these things, and then once he becomes a lot older, around another 100 years, he's gonna go back to the root, which is where all of his clan originates, and show all of his findings and stories to his parents and his siblings and people from the root to teach them of things that he's learned and help the new generation of leaves as they learn their place in the world. And I'm gonna have a massive army of raccoons that I accumulate over the course of time.
Do they form into some sort of mech or something, like where the should all stack up onto?
Oh, it's more like what it's more like. It's like a tidal wave of like
All
just
right,
fur,
That's so
and
good.
like, and they just like I just like get carried everywhere. I don't even have to cast
Wow.
anything. They just- yeah,
Your magic carpet.
yeah. It's like what do they call those things? The pyres. What are they? Pyres. You know,
Yeah.
Palanquins?
the palanquins, but instead it's just a lot of raccoons and forest creatures that are just like, I'm like, if Snow White became like an emperor of the forest, and they're all just like sort of like parading me around, but I'm more like the champion of the forest than anything else. I don't force them to do anything. They just kind of do it because I'm a nice guy. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I think Sister Sweettooth discovers how to make herself gifted
Oh.
by using your donations.
Nice.
And she ends up becoming an adventurer and goes and tries to help Stinging Nettle. And they form a group that travels together for a little while. And I think maybe Sister Sweettooth ends up becoming a warlock, like Bug, worshipping one of the new gods, having them as a patron. Maybe there's a god of pastry and chefdom or something like that. She learns how to cook and present sweet things to people.
Got to be a food god for sure.
God of the hearth.
Pardon?
Ooh.
God of the hearth. I guess you.
How about Swell? How does Swell's story end?
Swell doesn't take the group breaking up well at all. He tries to keep you all together as long as possible, but when he realizes everyone wants to go their own separate ways, probably will return to church with Osprey, to the temple, sorry, where a power struggle will ensue, which probably splits the church in the middle. In the process, he loses an eye and or an eye patch the rest of his life.
Being a cleric, he never actually gets to, was it level 6 spells and Greater Restoration? He's just like, eh.
Yeah. But yeah, he basically goes back and challenges the church's doctrine and how they've been presenting it, and also the fact that they don't allow gifted people to participate in like they can worship for sure, but they can't hold any positions of power and that type of thing. So he goes back and challenges it and basically causes the equivalent of the fall of Rome with the church. And then he'll travel the lands, probably help Zip free more of the gods as well, because that's a holy quest from Sunda. Probably takes a few levels of barbarian to channel that rage that he has, and then it probably takes a few in paladin as well. Yeah. Holy Knight, Barbarian, Warrior.
Oh, if we're talking class levels, I think Isborel would have gone Cyanide Rogue at some point.
Okay.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
What happens to Thomas? Does he ever learn his true name?
Yeah.
He does, but he never tells anyone what it is.
Oh, nice.
What was the name that we heard? It was like
Oh, Encyclopedia was the fake name. Because that was like a Thomas J. Booker where the Devon Love Smuggler had created this character based on a real thing, but like was like, what do I call him? He doesn't remember his name. I don't know. I'll call him the Encyclopedia. No, I don't like that one. Don't call me that. Okay.
All right, Encyclopedia.
Any other questions about how the world turns out? Any other loose ends you want wrapped up?
I think we covered everything, really.
Oh, I'll
do we
also say that that Zip gets herself a spider silk house in the Drow village too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's her becomes her home base.
So that she gets to connect with her roots, but also stay true to her island roots of being in warm weather and stuff.
Yeah, and she does develop a taste for the stinky fish, like genuinely.
Swell does venture up to the queendom of Durden to find his roots, see why he was abandoned as a child, set afloat upon the waves.
And then you probably meet up with Georgian, who is the Furbolg that was part of the group, and he can probably be part of your guide. And that's actually where Mog was learning some of her Rune Knight stuff, is from channeling giant stuff, so she may have gone with you as well.
Okay.
If you are willing to have them.
Yeah. Yeah, he's curious about his origin story.
There was one question you guys wanted to know was, did your masters know what they were doing? And no, they didn't know that the Titans were anything other than a destructive force. They were things that had been hatched back into the world, and not having been able to control themselves or act in a way where they could speak and be understood, they were considered threats. And they were angry about having been stuck away. And Titans tended to lash out, sort of like being reborn, being a baby, but a baby with the power of a god. And so instead of understanding them, they just simply fought them. And you guys found a way to figure this out. But because in the past, the gods had specifically muddied people's minds, so they could not remember facts about the Titans. That's why you found it incredibly difficult to research them. You couldn't find out how many gods there or how many Titans there were. Where did they start from? All those questions, they were instead filled with rumors and suggestions of maybe they had come from another planet, that they were the outsiders, these Titans, not the gods that Swell would worship, not that pantheon. And so your mentors are in awe of you, super proud of what you guys were able to accomplish, something they never were able to do, which was not just defeat the Titans, but guide the Titans, these enormous kaiju, into being peaceful with humankind, or at least as peaceful as you can expect gods to be. There's a lot more chaos in the world because there are more new things happening, and it's a time of a lot of stress for a lot of people, but not for you guys because you're gifted and you know that you can just be brought back to life or have a long sleep and your arm won't be broken anymore. But you definitely see it in the world. The world has changed in some ways for the better, in some ways for the worse, but it certainly seems more fair to the gods. But we were talking a little bit about this before we went live, about how Magical Marker started as a live event I did at TCAF with Matt and Caitlin and some other people, and we decided to do it online. And I had only met Boya once, and I didn't know Priscilla at all. And we've now met Joe through Boya, and I just want to say I am so thankful to have all of you guys along on this journey, because normally when you have like an idea, this ridiculous idea of let's all do, this thing, people are like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, I'm not sure, whatever. But you guys came every week and you gave it your all, and there were some amazing drawings and amazing character moments, and I can't thank you enough for being so supportive and amazing participants in this game. And we hope that any of you listening along have enjoyed our journey, and we hope all of your marks are magical as well. And it's very late, so let's say good night to everyone one last time.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank
Night,
you.
everyone.
Well.
Thanks
Bye.
for watching.